not sold in stores, but go check it out at crystalflash.com. They'll even let you try it risk-free so you have nothing to lose. But whatever you do, don't let it get worse. You don't have to live with this anymore. Go check it out now. Just click over to crystalflash.com.
Want to get some good discounted food and dining options? Reliable roadside assistance, preferred credit card offers, or fraud protection? You need to check out AMAC, the Association of Mature American Citizens. No matter what your age is, you can take advantage of the services they provide for either yourself or your family, and have confidence that their partners stand behind the vision our nation's founders had to enrich the lives of all Americans through goods and services offered by like-minded companies. But joining AMAC isn't just about the benefits. It's about belonging to a community that stands for timeless American values. Regardless of your age, you can enroll in a 5-year AMAC membership for 47% off. Visit amac.us/SRS today to take advantage of this special offer. AMAC's membership is made up of Americans who believe in faith, family, and freedom. We're over 2 million members strong and growing. Their mission is simple: protect the interests of all freedom-loving Americans and offer incredible member benefits. From exclusive discounts on travel insurance and everyday services to supporting strong representation in Washington, D.C. AMAC's here to make a difference in your life and our nation. Visit amac.us/SRS today to join millions of Americans who believe in backing their mission. That's amac.us/SRS. Join AMAC and become a part of a movement that stands for you, your family, and your future.
Here's Michelle Murray in the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
In Fairfax, watch out for the accident on eastbound 66 at Route 50 Fair Oaks, blocking the left and center lanes. That is traffic jam from 28, but the incident in the express lanes eastbound after Monument Drive now cleared. Also, there was another accident being reported in Roslyn, eastbound on 66 at 29, the Roslyn exit 73, but that has now moved to the right shoulder. Westbound is slow from the Beltway to 123, and more delays heading in towards Centerville. Meanwhile, there is still an accident in the district that has the ramp from the eastbound freeway to 11th Street Southeast closed. This accident also has 11th Street closed southbound between Southeast Boulevard and M Street. Now from GarageDirtyPair.com, the WMAL Stormwatch 7 forecast.
This evening, the winds start to calm down. Temperatures will fall into the 40s and eventually upper 30s by tomorrow. Can't rule out a freeze or two outside of the Beltway. The afternoon highs pushing 63 degrees. More sun expected. I'm 7 News meteorologist Short Evans at the First Alert Weather Center.
53 in Washington. I'm Heather Curtis on WMAL.
Now on 105.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app. Mark Levin. Once again make contact with our leader, Mark Levin.
Mark Levin here. Our number, 877-381-3811, 877-381-3811.
This is such a joke. Such a joke. The media and the Democrats, some of the never-Trumpers, some of the saboteurs. This is just such a joke. The chat fallout, the text fallout. The Democrats and the media are insisting there was classified information. They're insisting on it. Okay, so what was it? Apparently, we're bombing the hell out of the Houthis in Yemen, and we're not getting many reports from our reporters about this, are we, Mr. Producer? I'm not reading much. We're not getting many reports about the impact of our military actions. There's been more time spent on this than the killing of 13 precious, heroic military personnel when Biden did what he did in Afghanistan. The Democrats have said more in 48 hours about this texting than they did about the horrendous death of our 13 soldiers. They didn't demand that Austin resign. They didn't demand that Milley resign. They didn't demand anything. They didn't want to know from Butkus. Now, I posted, I guess it was yesterday, Mr. Booth, last night, whenever it was. I don't give a blank about this. I don't give a blank about this because President Trump and his team will get to the bottom of it. We need to know what happened.
Just get the fuck out.
How a reporter who hates Trump, in my view, hates the country, radical kook. His wife is a big Dem, and he's a big Dem. He's always in the middle of these controversies trying to set up Trump. That's not a reporter. That's a hitman. That's a Pravda-like hitman. We need to know how he got this information. That's a fact. But all this stuff from Mark Warner and the Democrats, they feel that this is where they've got the Democrat. This is where the Democrats feel this is where we got Trump, rather. Now we've got him. They don't have anything and you don't have anyone. As desperate as they are. They don't have anything and they don't have anyone. Now they're calling for the resignation of Hegseth. Hegseth wasn't even involved. He was discussing some information with his fellow National Security Council team members. So he should resign. Waltz should resign. Who else? Gabbard. Oh, she should resign too. All three of them should resign. You understand what I'm saying? How ridiculous this is? Just consider the source. Democrats, media, and this guy Goldberg. I'm not making excuses. I'm just saying it's not what they're trying to portray it as. It's not this massive scandal that they're trying to create. They came to Hillary Clinton's defense when she abused classified information. They come to Biden's defense when he abused classified information. They tried to stick the classified information stuff on Trump when he was, when he was president and leaving as president. Even though he had constitutional protections, I argued from day one, correctly. But now they're trying to turn this into some massive event. It's not a massive event. As the president said repeatedly today, this has been enormous. The president's discussion with Zelensky in Ukraine leaked information to the Democrats on the Hill, to Schiff. Guy was a hero. So this is really small potatoes to me. I'm not worked up about it. As I said in the post, I don't give an S about it because they'll get to the bottom of it and they'll fix it. That's what they'll do. With having an enormously successful, it turns out, campaign against the Houthis, which they're not reporting about. They're not reporting on it. And so they want to distract us. I'm not going to be distracted, neither are you. I do want to play some of what took place on Capitol Hill while you were at work or doing other important things. So Pete Hegseth should resign. Tulsi Gabbard should resign. This is them. Walt should resign. These people a joke? They got Swalwell in there. Guy was sleeping with a communist Chinese agent. Is this a joke? Yeah, it's a joke. Cut one, go.
Nobody's texting war plans. Well, I noticed this morning out came something that doesn't look like war plans. And as a matter of fact, they even changed the title to attack plans because they know it's not war plans. There's no units, no locations, no routes, no flight paths, no sources, no methods, no classified information. You know,
now, what's interesting about this is I said pretty much the same thing last night, didn't I, Rich? There's nothing here. Well, you have times and some of the names of the jet. Yeah, okay. That's not a war plan. That's some information. There's no question about it. But not enough to matter. Go ahead.
I see them every single day. I looked at them this morning. I looked at attack plans this morning. You know who does attack plans and war plans? Men like that admiral right there, Paparo, for the Indo-Pacific, or Eric Kurilla, our general in CENTCOM. They do attack plans and war plans, and thank God we have those leaders who do it and do it well, and our enemies know it. My job, let's see the top of that. Everybody's seen it now. Team update is to provide updates in real time, general updates in real time, keep everybody informed. That's what I did. That's my job. The war fighters will take the fight to the enemy, and I love what they do. And with President Trump's leadership, our enemies are on notice. We will have peace through strength, and we'll keep putting our troops first.
It's hard to even know why they're attacking Hegseth. He didn't do anything except express to his national security team colleagues in a rather general way what they were doing. Why is he his head on the chopping block? Because it's like the French Revolution. You know, everybody's got to go, according to the Democrats. They have people in their caucus who support Hamas and Iran. They had people in the Biden regime that were back-channeling information to Iran, and that person was given a higher position at the Department of Defense. They were funding Iran. But that didn't move a single Democrat to complain. Not one. That was okay. That was okay. This is Mickey Mouse, certainly in comparison. That's why I said last night, count me out. I'm not in this. I don't care. Jimmy Gomez is some lowlife from California, of course, a Democrat. And you'll see how low this piece of crap sinks. How low this piece of crap goes. This Jimmy Gomez. And he's talking to Tulsi Gabbard. And I have to say, I'm more and more impressed with Tulsi Gabbard. I just am. Cut two, go.
To your knowledge, do you know whether Pete Hegseth had been drinking before he leaked classified
See what I mean?
information?
See what I have been drinking? Why would that be an allegation? Pete Hegseth had been drinking? You see, by the nature of the question, this guy is a hitman. He's a lowlife. This Jimmy Gomez. Had he been drinking? Just a complete smear. A complete attack. I don't know. Swalwell was at a hearing today. Was he sleeping with another communist Chinese alien? I'm just curious. Was he? Go ahead.
I don't have any knowledge of Secretary Hegseth's personal habits.
Director Radcliffe, same question. Yes or no?
No, I'm going to answer that. I think that's an offensive line of questioning. The answer is no. I find it interesting that you want to. I'm going to answer. You asked me a question. You want an answer?
No, listen.
You don't want to focus on the good work that the CIA is doing, that the intelligence community.
Director, I reclaim my time. Director, I reclaim my time. Here, I have huge respect for the CIA. Huge respect for our men and women in uniform.
Stop, Mr. Producer. I want you to invite Jimmy Gomez on the show. I'm serious. Go ahead.
On the top of minds of every American. Right?
No, that's not, you little jerk. You little peanut. No, it's not. As for top of mind, you have to have a mind to have a top of mind to begin with, clown, and you don't. It's an outrageous question that you asked, and you planted. And when you got pushback from a real man, Ratcliffe, you melted like butter on a stove. You're a punk. I don't know. Are you on drugs? Are you drunk? You have syphilis? Hey, Jimmy, I want to ask you those questions. Will you come on the show, please? You have bleeding hemorrhoids? Huh? Do you? I want to know, Jimmy. I want to know all about you, you punk. Go ahead.
Stood in front of a podium in Europe.
I sounded like you slurred right there to me, didn't he, to you, Mr. Producer? It's called podium, not poem, you moron. Go ahead.
So, of course, we want to know if his performance is compromised. People were asking if the General Austin was compromised because of a heart issue,
Was
Was
his
he
performance
compromised because he was in the hospital and he didn't tell his boss? Who is this guy? Where'd they find this guy? Congressman, this is the best they can do in this district? This sleazeball who sleazes out from under a rock? Jimmy Gomez? Was he a comedian or something? I don't know. Go ahead.
is because of a
I
successful
yield
strike?
back. Mr. I bring my
You want to
I
know?
reclaim my
You want to
time.
talk about
I
accepting
reclaim my
responsibility?
time.
Do you think
I
you should
reclaim
accept
my time.
responsibility for a successful
Let me ask-
strike to make Americans safer?
I
You want to
reclaim my
focus
time.
on
You reclaim your time, you moron. Then there's a guy whose name I couldn't pronounce if my life depended on it. I'm just being honest. It's not to be rude. He's got so many consonants in it, Mr. Booz. I don't know how to pronounce it. Raja, I'll spell it. Krishnamoorthi. You need like 2 bumper stickers, during the campaigns, don't you? One for the first name, one for the last. I don't know. Maybe I'm just cloistered. I've never quite seen anything like it, but apparently it's a very popular name in Illinois. Raja Krishnamoorthi. Cut 3, go.
This is classified information. This is classified
But it's not
information.
marked classified. It's not classified. You want it to be classified, right? You want it to be classified. You're desperate for. You wish. They wish that what they assert had been done. Ladies and gentlemen, they weren't concerned about Hillary's emails that were officially classified as classified information. They could care less. Or Joe Biden's. They didn't care. They care less. Go ahead.
Weapon system, as well as sequence of strikes, as well as details about the operations. And so I think that just piggybacking off of what some other members have said, using the DOD's manual.
I don't know, Raj. Have you been drinking? I'm just curious. Were you drinking today? Were you drinking before you started this committee hearing? Folks, if all these personal questions are okay, they're okay. I don't know. Raj. Are you okay? Is your health okay? I'm just curious. You don't happen to have any kind of poison ivy in the wrong places, do you, Raja? I'm just curious. I just need to know. I mean, Jimmy Gomez is on the hell of a line of questioning there, I thought. I'll be right back.
Mark Levin. News Talk 105.9 WMAL. Making sense of the news.
After more than a year of war, terror, and pain in Israel, the need for security essentials and support for first responders is critical. Even in times of ceasefire, Israel must be prepared for the next attack, wherever and whenever it may come, as Israel is surrounded by enemies on all sides. The International Fellowship of Christians and Jews has supported and will continue to support the people of Israel with life-saving security essentials. Your tax-deductible gift today will help save lives by providing bomb shelters, armed security vehicles and ambulances, flak jackets and bulletproof vests, and so much more. So your generous support today will help the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews work to ensure the people of Israel in the Holy Land are safe and secure in the days to come. Your help saves lives, and it gives hope. Call 844-866-IFCJ. That's 844-866-IFCJ. They need your help, folks. 844-866-IFCJ.
In Fairfax, there is still accident activity on eastbound 66 at Route 50 Fair Oaks, blocking the left and center lanes, and traffic is jammed from 28 in Centerville. And a crash eastbound at 29. The Rosslyn exit has been moved to the shoulder. You'll still find delays westbound headed from Fairfax in towards Centerville. There is an accident to watch out for on the BW Parkway northbound between Nasa Goddard and Powder Mill Road at Beaver Dam, and that is causing very slow traffic through the Greenbelt area. And you will still find the accident activity as well right now in Bowie on 197 between the John Hanson Highway and Maryland 450 Annapolis Road. So watch for delays there. Now from GarageStreetRepair.com, the WMAL Storm Watch 7 forecast.
Tonight, mostly clear, low around 34. Tomorrow, sunny, high near 60.
Hey, I'm Reba McIntyre. In life, you'll hear a lot of people tell you that you can do anything you want. I'm here to tell you that's true. Since I was a little girl, I dreamed of becoming a successful singer and entertainer. It took a lot of hard work, dedication, and perseverance to find my success, but it was worth it. I never gave up on my dreams. Remember, you can never have a dream come true until you've had a dream. This message is brought to you by the U.S. Air Force.
Running a business? You know that slow phone systems and missed messages cost you opportunities. OpenPhone is the #1 business phone system that streamlines communication, helps teams collaborate seamlessly, and respond to customers faster. Join over 50,000 businesses already using OpenPhone and get 20% off your first 6 months at openphone.com/radio. They'll even port your existing numbers from another service for free. openphone.com/radio for 20% off. OpenPhone. No missed calls. No missed customers.
NBA veteran Jim Jackson takes you on the court.
You get a chance to dig into my 14-year career in the NBA, and also get the input from the people that will be joining. Charles Barkley.
I'm excited to be on your podcast, man. It's an honor.
Spike Lee, entrepreneur, filmmaker, Academy Award winner.
Next man, bro.
Now, you see, I got you. But also how sports brings life, passion, music, all of this together.
The Jim Jackson Show, part of the Rich Eisen Podcast Network. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin' Street? Girlin' Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
This is Women's Work with Nicole Khalil.
I wish you health, physical, mental, emotional, financial, social, and...
Patrick. No, it doesn't. Your channel has. You've been here since September 2021 is when you made that account right there. All right. And you have 645 views. Nobody's clicking on your link to look at your motorcycle because the information isn't on your, it would show. That's it. 646 views since 2021. Four years, you have 646 views. And 645 views on your channel. Sometimes I get that many views in 2 hours. Other times it might take me 2 or 3 broadcasts. I've been getting 100, 200 views. It depends on what's going on. I haven't really been paying much attention to those numbers. But you got that many views in 4 years. Patrick. Yeah, you're not doing very good. All right. And the specifics. When did you get all them views? Ain't nobody these days, since you've been coming in here, clicking and to look at your motorcycle. It's been the same number all along.
He wants this to be, like the attack on Pearl Harbor. He desperately wants it to be like that. But you're current under their.
I'm not the dumbass. You're the dumbass.
The entire naval fleet.
Right there it is.
No, okay. Well, we're going to have to wait till after the bottom of the hour because we have a hard break now. But Hakeem's very concerned.
Hakeem Jeffries.
It's troubling him greatly. But Swalwell still.
You do that when you know the truth is being told. You want to say, "I don't know what I'm talking about." Okay. So let's do this again. I'm going to your channel. All right. You have 10 subscribers and you have 646 views.
You need to join AMAC, the Association of Mature American Citizens, right now. I'm not kidding. You care.
And you joined September 8, 2021.
AMAC is the organization that fights for you. Unlike that other so-called senior organization that's sold out to the radical left. AMAC.
How am I lying or being a dumbass? Right there it is. All right. You've been here since then. All right. Spent all that time in Space Ambient. Never seen you in JC's. Never seen you at Wolfie unless you were under a different name, which that's very possible. You had 645 views on your channel since you've been active. September 8th, 2021.
And so much more. But most importantly, they give you a voice in Washington. So don't wait.
Here, we'll give you another view.
American citizens, go to amac.us/Levin. amac.us/Levin.
That is not a chopper. You won't even show the front end. You don't even show the front end. That is not a chopper.
Tensions high in Annapolis today as the House passed a budget that closes a $3 billion deficit from $2 billion in cuts and $1 billion in tax and fee increases. Republican Delegate Jesse Pippy.
Today they passed the largest tax increase in Maryland history.
Democratic Delegate Ben Barnes acknowledges there are taxes that will hit everyone, even though some are aimed at high-income earners, but
and if you're going to have safe roads, bridges, and transit, you need the funds.
It now goes to the Senate.
That is not a chopper. That's a big boy front end on it. That's not a chopper.
He says the U.S. will charge countries
for doing business in our country and taking our jobs.
That is not a chopper.
It's expected to raise $100 billion.
So there's his channel, everybody. He has 10 subscribers, and I just gave him another view. Well, you've had that up there since you've joined. If we could see the dates on all when people viewed that, I guarantee you didn't get all of them in the last 2 months. You keep posting that link, and I block you, then I unblock you, and then you keep posting shit on my stuff. That's what got me in trouble in Facebook using Messenger. They banned me for 30 days, and then it got to the point where it was useless for me to be on Facebook because they completely drowned out my voice. So I'd say you're sucking fucking canal water there, Patrick. 4 years, you should have been able to record yourself going for a ride on that fucker. Or have somebody do it, show you going away and coming back, getting on it. That's right, Patrick. So, you keep on trolling me. Go ahead. Ain't nobody blocked. Logical doesn't dare come in this chat. Neither does DA. Because they're crybabies. They don't like being timed out. They'll time you out. They'll have other people time you out, especially DA. He is such a lightweight. You're a lightweight, Dwayne. Calls himself Dwayne Allman, and he's fucking bigger fan of Neil Young. It doesn't make any sense. Yeah, he shows the front end. That is not a chopper. And 600 views ain't shit. In 4 years, Patrick. That's probably the third time I looked at it. Why do you think I kept saying early on it's not a chopper? Why do you think I got on you about it? You want to talk about your motorcycle? Why don't you come up and show us in real time again? Give us a good look at that front end. Don't move the camera and shit. You know what I mean? And get out of that fucking chair and do something.
3 to 6% during people's 20s and 30s. And then it decreases more than 20% per decade for people in their 70s and beyond. Dr. Richard Isaacson
I go look at my views. I do 1 or 2 broadcasts. I get more views than you've had in 4 years.
They can shift into a higher mental gear, and the faster they can go overall.
So what? You guys keep repeating. I go into Vegas chat, and there's Logical using my mother's picture, spam bots. He has at least 8 of them to try to spam me out of the chat. Oh, he's a real genius. That motherfucker trying to make dabs, and he had to go have staples put in his feet, caught himself on fire. You're a dumb fucker, Patrick Francis Callahan. Fuck you guys. Go ahead, enjoy my side chat.
Jeffries on the Morning Schmo show, so now more people will hear what he said than saw on the Morning Schmo. But that said, I want you to hear it. Go ahead.
It's a stunning breach of America's national security. The lives of our servicemen and women were put into danger.
No, they weren't. And 13 were killed as a result of your party, and you didn't say a damn thing. Nothing. Not a damn thing. You're a pathetic joke, Hakeem Jeffries. Just pathetic. Go ahead.
And this is all being done by the person, the Secretary of Defense, who is charged with protecting.
Well, the Secretary of Defense, who now they're really gunning for, didn't do anything. He wasn't in charge of the call, organizing the call, or anything. So you can see how desperate they are and what they're up to. They're counting on the Soros, Koch, dimwittery to try and take out Waltz. I actually heard one of them on TV today. Pretty embarrassing. And now they're pressing, and they're hoping they can take out Pete Hegseth at the same time. They put up with Austin for all these years, no big deal. Milley for all these years, no big deal. I see they've dusted off and pushed out Susan Rice. Is a real disgusting phony. They're trying to concoct a scandal. This isn't a scandal. It was an accident. And they'll find out who it is. Probably some staffer. I don't know. But national security was harmed. Let me put it to you this way. Let's try it this way. What did the communist Chinese get off of that call that they didn't know before? Nothing. What did the Iranians get off that call that they didn't know before? Nothing. What did the North Koreans get off that call that they didn't know before? Nothing. What did the Russians get off that call that they didn't know before? Nothing. That's what's meant by classified information. I was read into all these programs when I was chief of staff to the Attorney General. They desperately wish that they have more than they have. So they're trying to, quote unquote, upgrade the call. Gunning for Hegseth's head, which is so weird. Gunning, of course, for Waltz, but they're leaving that. They're leaving that to the Soros, Koch, backstabbing, isolationists, the dimwittery. John Ratcliffe again today, cut 6, go.
You know, there's so much talk about this Atlantic article and about things that were said and that could have happened instead of a focus on what did happen. So my responsibility as CIA director, one of its responsibilities is to kill terrorists. And that's exactly what I did along with President Trump's excellent national security team. That's what we should be focused on. With regard to that article, I also would appreciate the opportunity to relay the fact that yesterday I spent 4 hours answering questions from senators as a result of that article that were intimating that I transmitted classified information because there were hidden messages. Those messages were revealed today and revealed that I did not transmit classified information and that the reporter, who I don't know, I think intentionally intended it to indicate that. That reporter also indicated that I had released the name of an undercover CIA operative in that signal check. In fact, I had released the name of my chief of staff, who is not operating undercover. That was deliberately false.
That would be Swalwell, who operates undercover. Go ahead.
And I appreciate the opportunity to reflect that my answers haven't changed. I used an appropriate channel to communicate sensitive information. It was permissible to do so. I didn't transfer any classified information. And at the end of the day, what is most important is that the mission was a remarkable success, is what everyone should be focused on here, because that's what did happen.
No. You don't understand. They don't even focus on what happened in Afghanistan. These people are hacks. They're partisans. That's all they are. So dismiss them. Ratcliffe is a class act. Go ahead.
Not what possibly could have happened.
Tulsi Gabbard. Cut 7, go.
I want to address briefly the signal chat issue that I know many of you are concerned about. The President and National Security Advisor Waltz held a press conference yesterday with a clear message. It was a mistake that a reporter was inadvertently added to a signal chat with high-level national security principals having a policy discussion about imminent strikes against the Houthis and the effects of the strike. National Security Advisor has taken full responsibility for this, and the National Security Council is conducting an in-depth review along with technical experts working to determine.
Oh, he fucking touched the wrong goddamn spot. I fucking hate that.
The conversation was candid and sensitive, but as the President National Security Advisor stated, no classified information was shared. There were no sources, methods, locations, or war plans that were shared. This was a standard update to the National Security Cabinet that was provided alongside updates that were given to foreign partners in the region.
No, you don't understand. Mark Warner, who obviously has some issues, just does, says now that Gabbard and Ratcliffe lied under oath to his committee. They lied under oath. See, they keep ratcheting it up.
Now what the fuck?
That's a sick bunch of
I
bastards.
fucking
They
hate
really
that
are
when they do
Capitol
that
Hill
shit.
in the media. They really are just the worst of the worst. And I wrote the book on them, The Democrat Party Hates America. I hope you had an opportunity to read it because it's true. They truly do hate America. I'm not going to play Mark Warner. He was all over the Morning Schmo show. I would recommend to my colleague, Joe, why do you put on people like that? That's why you get no ratings. Joe Kernan's a host on CNBC. It's too bad he doesn't get the attention that Scott Jennings does on CNN, which is endless. I even heard him use one of my lines, Mr. Producer. Remember this? Let me educate you. That's a copyrighted Levin line, but that's okay. But Joe Kernan is really good. Really good. And here he is on CNBC with Warner. Cut 10, go.
Yeah, but did you demand Lloyd Austin's resignation when he was out of pocket for 2 weeks and didn't tell anyone in the White House till 4 days afterwards that he was not in charge of as Secretary of Defense?
I called that out as inappropriate behavior. I called
didn't
out
demand a
Matt Fackles,
resignation.
the first spokes.
This will probably blow over, Senator.
By the way, this jerk senator is all over the place. He's losing his voice. Go ahead. You didn't demand his resignation. Kernan's right, did you, Warner? Go.
I know you hope that, but if I was just say, Joe, we've got this. If this was a one-off, if this was, oh my gosh, we're rookies, we didn't understand how you add people to a chat line, but this is
Okay, let me explain something, ladies and gentlemen. All the principals here did not set up the chat line. The principals here were not involved in adding a reporter by accident. A staffer did something or somebody else did something. Now, one of the people who is being chastised here, not the Secretary of Defense, not the Director of National Intelligence, not the CIA Director, not the National Security Advisor, not the Secretary of State, whoever the hell else was on the call, none of them were involved in setting up that call. None of them. It could be that Walt said, let's have a call with the team and so forth and so on. But he didn't take the physical role of setting it up. So the truth is, Waltz has taken a lot of hits here. Everybody knows it for something he didn't actually do, but he's such a man. He said, I'm responsible. Then they go after Hegseth, not because he had anything whatsoever to do with setting up the call, but because what he said on the call. And Hegseth is saying, I didn't say anything that was classified. Oh, yes, we have determined. We Democrats in the media, we Democrats in the Congress, we determine it's classified. So now they want his head. And now Warner's gone so far as to say Tulsi Gabbard lied under oath in front of his committee, and Ratcliffe lied under oath in front of his committee. Neither of them lied under oath, period. So you can see what this is turning into. And this is why I push back. This is what I do. I'd be happy to interview Mike Waltz. You get a completely different kind of interview. I'd be happy to interview him. I'd be happy to interview Pete Hegseth again. This broke afterwards, after my show on Sunday. But I wouldn't use the media narrative to ask Hegseth questions or Gabbard questions or Secretary of State questions or Waltz questions. I never do. I never will. Why would I do such a thing? All right, we've spent enough time on this, but it needed pushback, America. On the table, we have a request we're going to make for Jimmy Gomez, a Democrat from California, who asked the witnesses if they knew whether or not Pete Hegseth had been drinking that day. And so I want to bring this guy on and have a chat with him. Jimmy Gomez. So it is. He wasn't the only one. Some of the reprobates afterward held a press conference and asked the same question. It's funny. All kinds of drunks on Capitol Hill, all kinds of adulterers on Capitol Hill, all kinds of molesters on Capitol Hill. I would say this, if anybody out there knows of any, as a factual matter, contact Mr. Bedusa. Because now it's open game, right, Rich? Now it's free, it's open season. It's open season. It's a freebie. I'll be right back.
Mark Levin.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
In Greenbelt, watch out for the accident on the BW Parkway northbound between Nassau Goddard and Powder Mill Road at Beaver Dam. Traffic is slow through the area, and there is still crash activity in Calverton on 95 southbound before 212. That has traffic jam from the Intercounty Connector. Earlier accident on the freeway eastbound at the off-ramp to 11th Street and 11th Street at Southeast Boulevard. The accident has been cleared and everything has been reopened. In Fairfax, there is still an incident on eastbound 66 at Route 50 Fair Oaks in the left and center lanes. The traffic is jammed from 28. Now from GarageRepair.com, the WMAL Storm Watch 7 forecast.
Tonight, mostly clear, a low around 34. Tomorrow, sunny, a high near 60.
What would you give for a child you loved? To make their wish come true? To help them fight a critical illness? Just imagine what you'd do. You see, wishes are so powerful, and you can make them real. You can give a child back their childhood, even change the way they feel. Every single one of us can make the stars align, because when we come together, hope and joy will shine. Wishes need stars like you. Visit Make-A-Wish at wish.org.
The Sean Ryan Show presents Peak Points. Get timeless inspiration from the very best of the Sean Ryan Show.
September 11th happens. What is the first thing that went through your head? September 12th, I'm going back in the military.
Talk about being recruited by the cartel. How do you cope? Learning how to find a new normal.
One of the most tragic events in American firefighter history. You know what comes after.
You have this beautiful life. You have these horrible experiences, yes, but you can do something with them for the greater good.
The Sean Ryan Show Peak Points. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
Happy kids heal faster. That's why Starlight Children's Foundation delivers happiness through gaming, toy deliveries, and more to hospitals across the country. Learn more at starlight.org.
Making sense of your morning.
Lots of coverage here on that developing story.
O'Connor and Company. Weekday mornings from 5 to 9.
Larry O'Connor here getting you through your morning.
Making sense of Washington.
Asking some very specific questions, some legitimate questions.
Making sense of the double standard.
And here's the latest example.
Making sense of the headlines.
Let me break it down for you, because there's plenty to break down here.
O'Connor and Company with Larry O'Connor. Mornings from 5 to 9. News Talk 105.9. WMAL. Making sense of the news.
While serving in Iraq, our vehicle was hit. They didn't think I was going to make it. I'm Latoya Lucas, and I'm a veteran. I had to learn to live with the scars, both visible and invisible.
DAV helps veterans like Latoya get the benefits they've earned.
They help more than 1 million veterans every year.
My victory is overcoming my wounds so I can help other veterans.
Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Let's see, something different for dinner. Searching restaurants near me.
Right here, ma'am. How can we help?
Gee, same old, same old.
Wait, we're right here. Ma'am, our restaurant's just a few blocks from you. Why is she not seeing us?
Back to the usual, I guess.
Ma'am, can you not see us?
Nope, they can't see you because you're buried deep in the list of local restaurants. You are invisible online. Introducing Cumulus Boost. Get a boost, get found, get on the map. Learn more at cumulusboost.com.
Hi, I'm George, an economics major at Hillsdale College. Here's Hillsdale President Dr. Larry Arnn with the Constitution Minute.
The Declaration of Independence is more than a bold letter to a British king written by upstart colonists, although it very much is that. The Declaration explains the promise of America, that all men and women are born equal in their possession of natural rights, and that the proper exercise of these rights can lead to a full and deeply satisfying life. Just as the Declaration explains America's promise, the Constitution upholds that promise. Its purpose is to protect the rights of all of us, our natural rights. This establishes the possibility, not the guarantee, that we can have a good life. This is true freedom.
To learn more and get a free pocket Constitution, visit constitutionminute.com.
This Constitution Minute was furnished by Hillsdale College.
Making sense of your world.
Thanks for taking my call.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
Greatly appreciated.
Making sense of the news. WMAL. Making sense of the vote because elections have consequences. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
It always turns out good.
Keep this on in the background, would you, Rich?
Every time
So far, the Atlantic downgraded their story from war plans to attack plans, and they left out something big. J.D. Vance posted, and he's correct. You just heard Radcliffe say. They suggested that Radcliffe, had revealed the name of an undercover CIA agent, when in fact he just revealed the name of his chief of staff, which is public. So this, I'm just telling you, and when you see the same sleazeballs, reprobates, miscreants, and malcontents all involved, whether they're in the media or the Democrat Party, it's the same old, same old. They closed their eyes to the 13 brave heroes who died as a result of what Biden did, Milley did, and the rest of those slobs did. Closed their eyes to it. They closed their eyes to Swalwell, who cheated on his wife with a communist Chinese spy and serves on the same committee. No big deal. Just blow that off, too. I remember the late Dianne Feinstein for 20 years. Apparently, the guy driving her car was a communist Chinese spy. I mean, I can go on and on with these people. But what? The what ifs, the what? Nobody died. The attacks were incredibly successful. They're ongoing. They did not, in fact, convey classified information. The information was not classified. That's how we know. They closed their eyes to Biden, who stole information out of the skiff when he was a senator. And I have argued that when he was president, did that book interview, pulls out his Afghan classified note cards that they thought he had turned in, which he withheld in order to get a few more shekels. Oh, yeah, we remember that, too. Oh, yeah. I forgot. Hillary Clinton and the classified emails. Oh, I forgot. Bill Clinton. Remember him? And the stuff that was in the sock drawer? Oh, we can go on and on here, folks. How about FDR and Alger Hiss? They defended Alger Hiss forever. How about Ted Kennedy? We've talked about him with Professor Ken Gore repeatedly when he was working the back channels with the communists. Hey, I got one in the Biden administration. How about this one? Where's Robert Malley? How come they yanked his clearance? How come that story died? Media. And his assistants, who were back-channeling the foreign minister of Iran. Remember that one? Oh, I forgot about that one. And we could go on and on and on. The Democrat Party hates America. The Democrat Party repeatedly sells out America. So do our media. Our media take junkets to communist China. Our media take junkets all over the damn place. Qatar. Oh, there's Qatar. By the way, did you see this? Qatar just got $2 billion. Did you see that, Mr. Biddy? Were they strings attached like you can't give any to Hamas? I don't know what the hell's going on there. That's a weird one. All right. Do we still have time, Mr. Producer? Well, let me get to my business here. I was getting to a roll here. Rates have dropped. Folks, it's time to take advantage of low interest rates. A lot of people are struggling. Many of you keep up with everyday bills. Just everyday bills for food and clothing, the necessities. Pay your energy bills, your gasoline for your car. But I want homeowners to listen up. Seriously, interest rates have fallen into the fives. It's nearly a quarter of the average credit card rates. And not only that, interest up to $10,000 when a mortgage refi is tax deductible. Now, American Financing is where you should go. Oh, there's big banks, there's big mortgage companies, but this is a family-owned business. They have the highest ratings. I've dealt with them, my daughter, Mr. Producer. American Finance, helping homeowners just like you save on average $800 a month. It's almost $10,000 a year just tapping into your home's equity. In other words, just moving around your own money, getting rid of the high interest rate, getting low interest rates, and interest that's tax deductible. You don't even need another job. This is how you make money as well as save money, just by moving your money into the right place. Credit card rates are insane. If you're carrying a balance every month, you're stuck in an endless cycle. Break free today. Call American Financing. You have salary-based mortgage consultants. Why is that important? Well, commission-based means that they have to work you hard to get you to come in. Salary-based means they're just going to be honest and open, no pressure tactics, and see how much you can save. If you start now, you may even delay the next two mortgage payments. So call American Financing today. Here's the number, 888-900-1828. It's 888-900-1828, 888-900-1828, or visit AmericanFinancing.net.
NMLS 122334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org. APR for rates in the 5 start at 6.327% for well-qualified borrowers. Call 800-795-1210 for details about credit costs and terms.
So this clown judge, Boasberg, I hope, fingers crossed, toes crossed, but unlikely, but I hope Congress will eliminate him in his courtroom. Well, guess what? That little panel on the circuit in D.C. by 2-1 vote voted to uphold his stay of the deportation of future gang members, for that matter. They said, look, this isn't permanent, this reason, that reason, 2-1. The one judge who said no was appointed by President Trump. One judge who said yes was appointed by Biden, of course, and the other one was appointed by George W. Bush, Henderson. I don't know, folks. Some days it's just rough, isn't it? Bob Barr had a terrific interview yesterday. Bill Barr on the judge matter. I'll discuss that when we come back.
Making sense of your world.
I don't know where to begin.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
Thanks for taking my call.
Making sense of the news. Your phone has a lot of apps, but how many of them help you make sense of your world? The new WMAL app gives you the latest headlines, perspective from the voices you trust, and weather info to keep you in the know, all without having to remember yet another password.
Yeah, I'm all right with that.
Stream your favorite shows, get the day's top headlines, and access our podcast archives, all with the new WMAL app.
Thank you.
Get the WMAL app today on Google Play or the Apple App Store, and stay connected. Clarity and context for a complex world.
I'm going to be far more thorough and specific than ever before.
News Talk 105.9. Making sense of the news.
How's it going? I'm having a stroke. Are you going to shake my hand? I'm having a stroke. Wow, you're not even moving your arm.
I'm having a stroke. When someone is having a stroke, they may not be able to say it with words, but their body language will tell you loud and clear. Look for FAST. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911 immediately. Know the sudden signs. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
Imagine the hospital experience. There's a constant parade of serious doctors, countless tests, and a serious diagnosis. Scary surgeries are followed by painful recoveries. You're in the hospital for days, weeks, months. Now imagine you're a child. This is why Starlight exists. Starlight programs help kids in the hospital cope, build resilience, bolster confidence, and change their outlook, because happiness matters. Visit starlight.org to learn more.
WMAL-FM, Woodbridge, Washington, a Cumulus media station.
Making sense of the news.
News Talk 105.9. News now.
WMAL News at 7. I'm Heather Curtis. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth says the full signal chat released by The Atlantic today proves nobody was texting war plans. He says there were
no sources, no methods, no classified information.
Congressman Jason Crow saying at a hearing today, Hegseth undoubtedly transmitted classified information and
must resign immediately.
But President Trump tells WMAL's The Vince Show
it's something that is not a big deal.
Other than how it happened. The Maryland House approves a budget that closes the state's nearly $3 billion deficit through a combination of $2 billion in cuts and $1 billion in tax and fee increases. It includes a 3% tax on IT services, increases in taxes on gaming and recreational pot, and new income tax brackets for people making more than $500,000. Delegate Ben Barnes.
Passing taxes even on millionaires is hard.
Even some Democrats were frustrated. Cherie Sample Hughes voted no, saying,
enough is enough. When I have an 80-year-old woman call me and say she's
Madam
sitting there
Speaker.
with candles just to light her house.
It now goes to the Senate. Loudoun County needs a new transmission line to fuel growing electricity demand, but many say it doesn't belong near schools.
This situation is intolerable. It's crucial to protect our schools, children, and communities.
Public comments seem to follow a theme at a recent school board meeting.
As a concerned resident and parent, I'm deeply troubled by the proposed routes.
As Dominion Energy is required to connect its new Golden to Mars line by 2028, the route options include some above ground and crossing schools. Two of those endorsed by the Board of Supervisors. School board member Arvin Estrefi.
The impact of the overhead route to our school communities would be untenable.
The school board voted in favor of opposing all above ground lines on school property and looking for other underground options. Scotland on WMAL and WMAL.com.
Sentencing's been delayed for a Fairfax County au pair who pleaded guilty for her role in a double murder.
24-year-old Juliana Magalis is in line to receive time served for involuntary manslaughter in the case involving her employer-turned-lover, Brendan Banfield. Banfield was the alleged brains behind an elaborate scheme to kill his wife by luring another man to their home, then killing both in a bid to make it look like a case of home intrusion and self-defense. Magalis, a Brazilian national, was set to be sentenced last week, but she cannot be deported until after she testifies against Banfield, whose trial is now set for October. So now she'll be sentenced in December. John Matthews on WMAL and WMAL.com.
A Baltimore man sentenced to 85 years in prison for fatally shooting a grandmother in town for her grandson's funeral 2 years ago.
All because Mr. Troy Nutley decided on his own, he doesn't know these folks, he just wanted to shoot and kill that night.
Prince George's County State's Attorney Aisha Braidboy says Medley was on probation when he fired shots into a car, striking Lydia Chinchilla de Carrillo.
He had 5 convictions, a couple of them in the District of Columbia.
Lydia's grandson had died in a car crash just days before she was murdered. Barbara Britt, WMAL and WMAL.com.
Fired federal employees taking more legal action against the Trump administration. The employees were terminated after President Trump's executive order getting rid of DEI programs. They filed a complaint with the Merit System Protection Board, alleging mass terminations of employees who allegedly participated in DEI activities violated their First Amendment rights. Up next, traffic and weather.
Hey, y'all. It's Caitlin and Kane Brown here with Wayfair. As a growing family, one of our favorite things is Game Night Wayfair Edition.
Let's do it. You got to name as many Wayfair furniture and decor categories as you can. Ready?
Go.
Sofas, bar stools, beds, ottomans, outdoor seating, bookshelves, kitchen tables, garden sheds, mid-century modern lamps.
Time. Nice. You got 9 out of a lot. Not too bad. Keep practicing by visiting wayfair.com, where you can shop every style for every home.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Let's talk numbers. In-person therapy can cost anywhere from $100 to $250 per session, which adds up. But with BetterHelp Online Therapy, you can save on average up to 50% per session. Therapy should feel accessible, not like a luxury. With over 30,000 therapists, BetterHelp has served over 5 million people globally and helped you fit therapy into your busy life. Your well-being is worth it. Visit BetterHelp, HELP.com/seasons to get 10% off your first month.
Why did I wait so long to see a retina specialist?
Retinal disease can steal your eyesight, but it doesn't have to. Patients who seek care from a retina specialist have the best chance of preventing vision loss due to age-related macular degeneration or diabetic retinopathy. AMD symptoms to look out for are distortion or warping of straight lines, as well as blurred or loss of central vision. Patients with diabetic retinopathy should seek treatment if they notice the appearance of spots or floaters or blurred and distorted vision. Visit seeforalifetime.org.
Here's Michelle Murray in the Hadid Kirpik Leading Traffic Center.
The accident on 95 southbound before 212 moved to the right shoulder, but traffic is still jammed from the Intercounty Connector. And the accident on the Baltimore-Washington Parkway northbound at NASA Goddard has been cleared, but some delays remain. The crash on eastbound 66 at Route 50 Fair Oaks now cleared and delays have eased. Westbound is still slow from the Beltway to 123 and more delays heading in towards Centerville. In the district, watch out for the accident on North Capitol Street south of Randolph Place. And you will still find Beltway delays Interloop headed from 123 to the Claire Barton Parkway. More delays through Bethesda in towards College Park. And the outer loop still heavy from the Springfield interchange to the Wilson Bridge. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Stormwatch 7 forecast.
This evening, the winds start to calm down. Temperatures will fall into the 40s and eventually upper 30s by tomorrow. Can't rule out a freeze or two outside of the Beltway. The afternoon highs pushing 63 degrees. More sun expected. I'm 7 News meteorologist Short Evans at the First Alert Weather Center.
Right now, 52 degrees in Washington. I'm Heather Curtis on WMAL.
He's here. Now, broadcasting from the underground command post, deep in the bowels of a hidden bunker, somewhere under the brick and steel of a nondescript building, we've once again made contact with our leader, Mark Levin.
Hello, America. Mark Levin here. Our number, 877-381-3811, 877-381-3811. Ladies and gentlemen, there's been a lawsuit filed. Can you imagine? And let me read this to you from Breitbart. It's not Breitbart, excuse me. It is, what is it? ABC. Quite a difference. ABC lies and Breitbart doesn't. Lawsuit over Trump administration signal group chat assigned to judge in deportation case. We go, what? Lawsuit for what? 5 cabinet members are facing a federal lawsuit over the use of Signal to coordinate military strikes in Yemen, with the case presided over by the same judge handling the case against the Trump administration over its deportation flights under the Alien Enemies Act. That would be Boasberg. He's overseeing the deportation case. The use of the Signal group chat was revealed by this fellow Jeffrey Goldberg, who said he was inadvertently added to the chat. Transparency nonprofit American Oversight, I'm sure they're nonpartisan, filed a lawsuit today alleging that the use of Signal violates federal law that governs the preservation of government records, asking a federal judge to order the cabinet members to preserve the messages. All right, let's slow down a second. I assume the hook they used here was Freedom of Information Act. Freedom of Information Act, number 1, does not apply to White House staff. Now, they weren't all White House staff, but stay with me. Number 2, it doesn't apply to classified information. So which is it? Is it classified information or not? And look how they got this judge. Isn't that amazing, Mr. Producer? Wow. This judge is busy just by happenstance getting all these cases against Trump. It's amazing, isn't he? Very busy man. Very busy. Trying to run the country from his from his conference room with his 2 or 3 law clerks. So this group sues. Now, this case should be thrown out. They don't have standing. They really don't. It's not a FOIA issue. If they're in fact even using FOIA. Here's what they're doing is trying to get a protective order simultaneous with their Freedom of Information Act filing. Yeah, this shouldn't stand, but you got this judge. Anything's possible. According to the lawsuit, emergency relief is needed to prevent unlawful destruction of federal records to compel defendants to fulfill their legal obligations to preserve and recover federal records created through unauthorized use of signal for sensitive national security decision-making. Names Hegseth, Gabbard, Radcliffe, Secretary of Treasury was on the call, Dissent, Rubio, Waltz, declared the use of signal unlawful, order the cabinet members to preserve records immediately. If this judge does this too, there's more of a reason to remove him, to eliminate his courtroom. According to American Oversight, the use of signal violated the Federal Records Act. And the chat reported by the Atlantic strongly suggests that the Trump administration used signal in other settings. It's a harassment lawsuit. That's all it is. But it doesn't matter anymore because they have these judges and they figure all it takes is one of these kook judges to support one of their kook petitions, and there you go. Now, I just want to mention a couple of things. This weekend, because today is Wednesday, so this weekend on Saturday, we're going to have the chairman of the House Judiciary Committee, and we're going to have the governor of Florida. So we're going to have Jim Jordan and Ron DeSantis. Please set your DVRs or your TiVos. You're not going to want to miss it. Sunday, we have Victor Davis Hanson, who's had the flu. He's been out for a while, but he's our buddy, and he likes the format, and we like him. And also Senator David McCormick and his wife. So you're going to love these shows, I know. That's a perfect show for Sunday. So I hope you'll check us out. And don't forget a little housekeeping here, as always. You can hear this program whenever you want, all 3 hours. All 3 hours. Our power hour is the third hour. We do a lot. We have 2 great guests, as a matter of fact. You can find all my full podcasts, which basically simulcast the radio show. All our interviews, our specials on our YouTube channel. We have a YouTube channel. You go to youtube.com at Mark Levin Show, or just search Mark Levin Show on YouTube. You want to catch us by podcast? It's important you make use of these new platforms. They're very important. Go to marklevinshow.com, click on Audio Rewind at the top, and pick your favorite podcast platform. Or you can go to your favorite podcast platform, and you already have that. You just search for Mark Levin Show. It's all free. Free. I said free. So we're having setbacks in some of these court rulings. We're going to need the Supreme Court to step in. We shall see if it will. I'd mentioned Bill Barr. Bill Barr was actually superb yesterday on Fox when he went through this, talking about the usurping of the power of the presidency, talking about separation of powers, talking about the fact that no judge has any role in American foreign policy. And clearly when you're dealing with an international criminal gang, that's a national security issue, let alone foreign policy. It was absolutely outstanding. Was Bill Barr. And that's good. It's excellent. Chuck Grassley, about these judges. He's been excellent on this too. He's the chairman of the Senate Judiciary Committee. He's going to hold a hearing next week to address the issue of activist judges using nationwide orders to stymie President Trump's agenda, these national injunctions that we've talked about. Let me try and explain this. Let me shut the volume off. Let me try and explain it this way. Stick with me on this, but this affects your life. So we have about 700 trial federal judges, federal district judges, every single one of them created by Congress, every one of their courthouses funded and created by Congress per the Constitution of the United States. We've talked about their district judges. They're not national judges. So what Congress does, follow me, try and get this in your mind's image, okay? In your mind's image here. Let's look at it this way. 3 tiers of judges. The lowest court is the federal district courts that you're hearing a lot about. The next level court above it are these appellate courts. They're called circuit courts because they're each assigned an area of states. So you look at the Ninth Circuit, it includes, among other Western states, California. Then you have the Second Circuit that includes a lot of the states on the East Coast, and the Third Circuit, go on and on. Fourth Circuit includes a number of the Southern state, Eighth Circuit, a number of the Midwestern states. So at the lowest level, you have district judges that are in specific districts within specific states. The next level, you have appellate or circuit judges that are within certain circuits that cover certain states. Okay? So the breadth of the coverage of the circuit courts, the appellate courts, is much bigger than a single district court. And then you have the Supreme Court of the United States. It's in the Constitution. They cover the whole country. Is this pretty clear, Mr. Producer? Now let's go back to the lowest courts. For a trial judge, it just takes the trial judge to make a decision and issue an order or an opinion. Just the one judge. For an appellate judge, it takes at least a panel of 3, a 3-judge panel like we just had in D.C. today. Now you can try and appeal to the broader court, the entire appellate court, to hear your case, and if they think it's important enough, they will. But for the economy of hearing cases, so the court isn't overwhelmed, the whole court, they have to break the court up into 3 panels from time to time, almost all the time, to hear cases, and from time to time, the whole court will hear it, the whole appellate court. And then the Supreme Court. In order to take up a case, you need 4 of the 9 justices to take it up. And if the 9 are sitting, to have an opinion or a conglomeration of a majority view, you need at least 5. And so the idea that the lowest court, let's go all the way back to tier 1, the lowest court, the idea that one district court can place a temporary restraining order or an injunction or an order, period, on the entire country, one judge, not a panel of circuit judges. And by the way, in these appellate circuits, their rulings apply only to the states assigned to the circuit. So if there's 5 states assigned to one of the circuits, it only applies to those 5 states. And if there's a conflict between, let's say, the 5th Circuit and the 9th Circuit, then that's right for the Supreme Court to take it up and resolve it. Okay? But at the trial court level, we now have these trial judges, not a 3-judge panel, not an appellate court, not the Supreme Court, one judge issuing an order that applies to the whole country. Now, people might say, well, you can appeal it. The appellate process typically takes several years. So what are you going to do? With scores of decisions by the lower courts, you're going to just keep filing emergency appeals to the Supreme Court, one after another, after another, after another? This is why the Supreme Court needs to take one of these cases and resolve this problem. It can't duck it. It can't slow walk it. It's now in its lap. They got to fix it. This thing's turned on its head. One justice of the Supreme Court can't issue a ruling for the whole country. One appellate judge in one circuit can't issue an order for the whole country. But one district judge in San Francisco or Seattle and Boston or Providence or New York or Washington, D.C. can issue an order for the whole country? And then you got to appeal it again and hope you get it to the Supreme Court. That is crazy. So these Federal district judges know exactly what they're doing. They have seized power that doesn't belong to the Supreme Court or an appellate court. They seize power for themselves. They know the process of appeal. I've seen some of these former federal prosecutors go on and say the way you deal with this is to appeal. And the way to appeal, excuse me. Think we're stupid? Think we're stupid? Appeals typically take a long time. The Supreme Court needs to take one of these emergency appeals and deal with this. Or Congress must. So now you understand better than anybody else, even different than former federal prosecutors, that these federal district judges are lawless. Absolutely lawless. It is their job to uphold the Constitution. And when they don't, and they attack the Constitution and the judicial process this way, they're unraveling the rule of law. They are attacking the very justice system that has given them their black robes, their lifetime appointment, and their own bathrooms. You know that, Mr. Producer? They have their own bathroom in the courtroom. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Many of them are paneled, I understand. Oh, yeah. That's how bad this is. That's how bad this is. So at the initial phase, these district judges think they have more power than the Supreme Court. And they're hoping the cases don't ever get to the Supreme Court. And they're hoping that what they do will last 2, 3, 4 years and won't necessarily get caught by the Supreme Court in the appellate process. But here's the really devious part of this. Here's the really devious part of this. They know that the first few months of a presidential term are crucial. That's what's crucial. They used to talk about the first 100 days and that sort of thing. And so these district courts, they're doing this one after another at the behest of, and in collusion with, the people who are bringing these cases, who are of the same party, the same ideology, the same policy agenda, the same mindset. They're the same people, just in different roles. They know that if they can keep this up for several months, that they will have landed multiple blows against the Trump administration. That's what they know. I'm telling you the truth. That's what's going on. That's what's going on. Regardless of what the appellate courts or the Supreme Court does, they know that these initial hits against the Trump administration will slow the Trump administration down. Now, that doesn't mean the president will limit his executive orders or slow down in that regard. What I'm saying is slow down the implementation of what he's trying to do, because it's across the board. I'm going to talk about some of this on Saturday, but I'm going to go even deeper. How did this get started? Who's behind it? I think you'll find it fascinating. I'll be right back.
Mark Levin.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
School absences are often due to the absence of necessary resources. But when Communities in Schools is present, students are connected to the support they need to show up ready to learn. Visit communitiesinschools.org. Being present matters.
Why did I wait so long to see a retina specialist?
Retinal disease can steal your eyesight, but it doesn't have to. Patients who seek care from a retina specialist have the best chance of preventing vision loss due to age-related macular degeneration or diabetic retinopathy. AMD symptoms to look out for are distortion or warping of straight lines, as well as blurred or loss of central vision. Patients with diabetic retinopathy should seek treatment if they notice the appearance of spots or floaters or blurred and distorted vision. Visit seeforalifetime.org.
We're the stronger than we look type. I've had type 1 diabetes since I was 2. The braver than you think type.
I have to take insulin shots every single day.
The type that will stop at nothing.
No more blood sugar tests.
Absolutely nothing.
No more complications.
Until type 1 becomes type none.
Support JDRF's life-changing research, and one day you'll say, I helped turn type 1 into type none. Join us now at jdrf.org.
Your phone has a lot of apps, but how many of them help you make sense of your world? The new WMAL app gives you the latest headlines, perspective from the voices you trust, and weather info to keep you in the know, all without having to remember yet another password.
Yeah, I'm all right with that.
Stream your favorite shows, get the day's top headlines, and access our podcast archives, all with the new WMAL app.
Thank you.
Get the WMAL app today on Google Play or the Apple App Store, and stay connected.
The Sean Ryan Show presents Peak Points. Get timeless inspiration from the very best of The Sean Ryan Show.
September 11th happens. What is the first thing that went through your head? September 12th, I'm going back in the military.
Talk about being recruited by the cartel. How do you cope? Just learning how to find a new normal. One of the most tragic events in American firefighter history.
You know what comes after.
You have this beautiful life. You have these horrible experiences, yes, but you can do something with them for the greater good.
The Sean Ryan Show Peak Points. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
Bright Focus Foundation's Alzheimer's Disease Research Program is paving the way for a cure. Learn about symptoms, diagnosis, and breakthrough research at brightfocus.org or call us at 1-855-345-6237 for free resources.
When you're high, you feel different. But if you feel different, you drive different. So don't drive high. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Important Medicare news. Doge chief Elon Musk says all government spending is up for review, and the House plans to cut $800 million in healthcare costs. These cuts could hit Medicare and Medicaid. Now, Rob Finnerty is on Newsmax tonight, revealing the real Medicare crisis. Over 65 million people depend on Medicare, and Rob Finnerty says hardworking Americans that paid for it should get their full Medicare coverage. This week in his series Medicare in Crisis, Rob Finnerty looks at Medicare and why it faces bankruptcy. Big changes are ahead for Medicare. You need to watch Rob Finnerty tonight. Find Newsmax on all major cable systems or download the free Newsmax app on your phone now. Millions are switching to Newsmax because we're fighting for you.
Making sense of your world.
There are a lot of things that really tick me off.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL. Making sense of the news. WMAL's Vince Colonnades. Weekdays at noon on 105.9 WMAL. Making sense of the news.
So what we have, unless this is fixed and fixed fast, is judicial despotism. Well, how else do you explain it? Separation of powers under attack. Even the judiciary is being hollowed out from the bottom up. We have a very weak Chief Justice of the United States. Thus far, he's ducked. Won't take the bulls by the horn. And his lapdog, the Associate Justice, Barrett, who's one of the greatest of disappointments ever. She was considered the conservative. You know, Brent Kavanaugh was considered second chair. At least so far, the opposite is true. And it's a big problem. So right now we have a judicial despotism, and I would ask John Roberts this. The Democrats want to destroy the Supreme Court. They're trying to destroy individual Supreme Court justices. So are their media. We constitutionalists defend the court. We've done everything we can to defend separation of powers in our constitutional construct. But the judiciary has a lane. And when you allow these radical Democrat, Biden, Obama, Clinton judges, not just to go out their lane, but to reach into the lane of the executive branch and to take control of departments and agencies and spending and payroll and websites and so forth, because that's what's happened and more, then you, John Roberts, are contributing to the destruction of the constitutional construct, separation of powers, judicial review, which is supposed to be very carefully and targeted in its use. You, John Roberts, you are a judicial despot unless you do something to fix this, because you have the power to do it. I'll be right back.
With Donald Trump back in office, one of his biggest adversaries, top Democrat Dick Durbin of Chicago, is leading the charge to derail President Trump's agenda at every turn. And now Senator Durbin has a new scheme, a government takeover of your credit card. Right now, Americans have thousands of credit card options, all with equal strong security. But Durbin's plan could result in less security. That means more risk for your credit, your identity, and your financial future. Now, Durbin's bill isn't about helping consumers. It's a giveaway to corporate megastores, which could shift costs onto you while putting your rewards and fraud protections in jeopardy. We've seen Durbin's failed policies before. His last big banking regulation backfired, leading to higher costs and fewer benefits for American families. Tell Republican senators, stop Durbin's government takeover of your credit card before it's too late. Learn more at guardyourcard.com. That's guardyourcard.com. Paid for by the Electronic Payments Coalition.
In Riverdale on the BW Parkway, northbound traffic is stop and go from 450 to the Beltway. Up in Calverton, southbound 95 is slow between the ICC and the Beltway. Now on the Beltway in Montgomery County, inner loop is jammed up between Rockville Pike and the 95 interchange. Inner loop of the Beltway in Oxon Hill is slow from 210 to Van Dorn Street in Virginia. And the outer loop of the Beltway in Greenbelt, that's stop and go between the BW Parkway and the Greenbelt Mark Metro Station exit. And now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Stormwatch 7 forecast.
Tonight, mostly clear, a low around 34. Tomorrow, sunny, a high near 60.
Hi, I'm Jamie McMurray, professional race car driver here with cab driver Artie.
Professional cab driver.
Sorry, professional cab driver Artie. Drinking responsibly is knowing your limits. If you are over yours, ask Artie or someone like Artie to get you home safely. To learn more about drinking responsibly, go to beforeyoudrink.org.
So, you think I could take your number 26 Crown Royal race car for a spin?
Did you get out of there?
Be a champion. Drink responsibly. This message has been brought to you by the Century Council.
For a local news source you can trust, visit WMAL.com.
Thank God for that.
Get the day's top stories, stream your favorite WMAL shows, access our podcast archives, and more. WMAL.com. Making sense of your world online. Making sense of the media.
The news media is attacking him because this is what happens when you're a Republican.
Chris Plant, weekdays 9 to noon.
Yeah, our news media, really.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL. Making sense of the news.
Bright Focus Foundation's Alzheimer's disease research program is paving the way for a cure. Learn about symptoms, diagnosis, and breakthrough research at brightfocus.org or call us at 1-855-345-6237 for free resources.
This is Women's Work with Nicole Khalil. I wish you health, physical, mental, emotional, financial, social, and most definitely spiritual. Redefining what it means to be doing women's work. I would rather have the temporary pain of discomfort than the avoidable pain of regret. But hear me when I say this. Believe in something. Believe in yourself. That, more than anything, is absolutely woman's work. This is Woman's Work from Believe. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
What would you give for a child you loved? To make their wish come true? To help them fight a critical illness? Just imagine what you'd do. You see, wishes are so powerful, and you can make them real. You can give a child back their childhood, even change the way they feel. Every single one of us can make the stars align. Because when we come together, hope and joy will shine. Wishes need stars like you. Visit Make-A-Wish at wish.org.
The Sean Ryan Show presents Peak Points. Get timeless inspiration from the very best of the Sean Ryan Show.
September 11 happens. What is the first thing that went through your head? September 12th, I'm going back in the military.
Talk about being recruited by the cartel. How do you cope? Just learning how to find a new normal. One of the most tragic events in American firefighter history.
You know what comes after.
You have this beautiful life. You have these horrible experiences, yes, but you can do something with them for the greater good.
The Sean Ryan Show Peak Points. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
Every time I feel my baby kick, I sing. You don't understand. I never sing. I'm not good at singing. I'm the only person I know who's been booed off a karaoke stage. But that was before I was pregnant. Today, I'm a singer with a captive audience of one. She doesn't boo me. She never will.
We know how it feels. We're the March of Dimes. Find out how we can help you have a healthier baby at marchofdimesbaby.org.
Making sense of your world.
Greatly appreciated.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
I love listening to you.
Making sense of the news. Breaking news and the inside story on 105.9 WMAL. Making sense of the news.
But then, the thunder on the right. Call in now. 877-381-3811.
Ladies and gentlemen, there is a big race, special election in Florida for a House seat that was formerly Mike Waltz's seat, as a matter of fact. And the Republican running for that seat is Randy Fine. And Randy Fine's on the program now because this race is said to be very, very tight. Randy Fine, how are you, sir?
I'm doing great. We're working hard, getting people to turn out to vote.
Well, tell us what's going on in this district and tell the nation the parameters of this district.
Well, it's a very Republican district. The president won by 30 points, but we have a challenge, which is Democrats are mad. They will walk on hot coals to vote, and they've raised $10 million from all over the country. Yeah,
10
all
million?
over the country. 10 million, small dollar donations, all on this weird Act Blue site, because they're advertising to people that if they can take the seat, they can take the majority, they can stop the Trump agenda, and they'll impeach the president. Again, it's very appealing to Democrats. So what I need people to do is if they live in this district, to go and vote tomorrow. They can go to my website, voterandyfine.com. They can find out where they can vote, and they can go vote early tomorrow, Friday, Saturday. We need our side to go and vote.
All right, let's break this down a little bit. Tell us some of the towns that might be familiar to people in your district.
Sure. So it's Daytona Beach, all the way north to St. Augustine, and then it's all the way to the west, kind of to the outskirts of Gainesville, Ocala, and a part of the Villages. All of that. It's an area bigger than the state of Connecticut. That's what we're talking about, between Orlando and Jacksonville.
And the concern here is that Republicans are happy with President Trump and what he's doing. They're not as focused on this race as the Democrats, who view this as a way to get to Trump. Is that what's going on?
Yes. I mean, look, they know that if I lose, they stop the Trump agenda. And not only that, their candidate is as crazy as it gets. He doesn't want to defund the police. He wants to disarm the police. He doesn't think the police should carry guns. The guy is a radical Islamist who believes Israel should go away, Palestine should be recognized, and believes every crazy lunatic thing. He will make the squad look conservative. So it's not only the Trump agenda at risk, but a radical wacko getting up there. That's why people need to get out and vote.
What's his name?
His name is Josh Wheel. So, and after 9/11, he converted to Islam because that was a good time to do that. He's actually a teacher. Yeah. Because he's actually a teacher who was suspended for beating up one of his kids. He had a female teacher accuse him of poking her with a stick. I mean, this guy is just a terrible human being, but Democrats don't care because he has a D after his name and they can stick it to Donald Trump. So that is what is at stake. Lunacy or the Trump agenda moving forward.
No, we can't let them take this seat. So a couple of things, Randy Fine, excuse me one second. If people want to donate to your campaign, where do they go?
They go to voterandyfine.com. They can donate there. They can volunteer there. They can find out where they vote there. Voterandyfine.com. And every dollar that we raise immediately goes to voter contact. Every single dollar.
So,
by
Mr.
the way, my
Producer,
candidate, my opponent pays himself a salary with his money.
Well,
I'm not kidding.
He sounds like a real loser. I'll tell you what, Mr. Producer, put voterandyfine.com, put it up there. America, you got to view this as our seat in our battle. Obviously, the people in the district, it's the 6th congressional district in Florida. Number one, if you live there and you don't vote, and this kook wins the other guy, that's on you, and you're going to punish the nation and President Trump. So President Trump won by 30 points in this district. There really is no excuse for a single Republican to stay home. That's number one. Number two, in the district, but all over the nation, I urge Levinites, patriots, dig in, do something. This man needs some money to have a fighting chance in this race because the Democrats are going nuts. This is kind of a secret race. The nation's not paying any attention to it. It's just one of those under the radar races, and people are like, oh yeah, it's Waltz's seat, so fine, we'll win. It's not working out that way. What else can you tell Randy Fine, the American people, to encourage them that they've got to get involved in this race? And by the way, you can vote early now, but voting in person is Tuesday. Is that correct?
No, voting in person is now. People can vote in person tomorrow, Friday, or Saturday. It takes 5 minutes because it's the only thing to vote for. There's no wait, or they can vote on Tuesday. I mean, it's what's at stake. I'm running because I believe God saved President Trump's life so he could save the world. And so I'm going to help him get that agenda done. All these executive orders are great, but we have to pass laws to back them up. And our margin in the House is so small, they see it. They see if they could win, they could get all of the moderate Republicans to go, oh my God, if we can win in a seat that Trump won by 30, I better not be so conservative. That's what's at stake, the entire Trump agenda. And so that's why I'm working as hard as I can to make sure every one of these conservative voters votes. There's 100,000 Republican super voters in this district who have not voted yet. Every one of them needs to get out and vote. If they do, we'll win.
Does it help if I endorse you?
Sure, I'd be honored.
Well, I want to endorse you. Randy Fine for the House of Representatives, Florida 6th Congressional District. Folks, we got to have a Levin surge here. We got to rally around Randy. We got to get him the funds he needs. People in that district, you got to vote. I mean, there's a lot of people in districts where they wish they could vote for Randy Fine, but they can't. They're either in a marginal district or there's the Democrat who's got a marginal numbers better than the Republican. So you have an opportunity here to make a difference, to send a message to the whole country, to the Democrat Party, and help protect President Trump's agenda, which is our agenda. We can't have, it's too damn close in the House. You make a great point, Randy Fine, which is this. If Republicans are nervous and they're not from significantly Republican districts, they're going to start to wimp. And not only that, moderate Democrats, all three of them, they're going to start to wimp too. And they're going to say, wait a minute, that guy, that radical kook won. I don't need to be so moderate. So the moderate Republicans will become more moderate, and the so-called moderate Democrats will become more radical. That's how this is going to be viewed in Washington, no?
That's exactly right. That's why I need to not only win, I need to win by a lot so we show that people continue to support the Trump agenda. Every Republican in the country is counting on these 100,000 Republicans to go out and vote. This is where the Trump agenda is on the line. So, because we need to make sure he has those votes to get these things done. You're absolutely right. We don't want people to go, oh my God, I could lose if I'm too conservative. I'm not afraid. Part of the reason they hate me is I'm the most conservative member in the Florida legislature. Ask any Democrat. They hate my guts because I'm not afraid. I passed the bill that said you couldn't cut body parts off kids in the name of fake transgender science. I mean, that was mine. I got assaulted 3 times in a day because of it. But I don't care because I do what is right. And what is right now is to stand with President Trump. And that's why I need people to get out and vote for me.
All right. This is a Levin surge in terms of providing Randy Fine with support, folks. If you can, really, you got to help. You go to voterandyfine.com. It'll be on my sites. Voterandyfine.com. And if you live in that district, and you're one of us, and you don't vote, shame on you. I'm just being honest with you. Shame on you. You got to bring this one home. All right, Randy Fine. What's today? Wednesday? I want Randy Fine back on the show Monday so we can do this, Mr. Producer, okay? All right, Randy, we're with you. We're behind you, baby.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
All right, take care of yourself. Come on, folks. Come on, folks. I'm heard all over the state of Florida. We're heard in every corner of the country. In fact, we're heard all over the world. There's 2 races I'm drawing your attention to. The one in Wisconsin, because we got to win that Supreme Court, or we're going to lose 2 House members. They're going to redistrict the whole damn thing, and she's a radical nut. I believe she's out of Madison, but I could be wrong. And now we have this case. You just heard about this guy, Josh Wheel. Sounds like a complete crazy ass. After 9/11, he converts to Islam. Now, people want to convert. That's fine. But why would you do it after 9/11? So the guy's a kook. Okay? But that's not even why. The Speaker of the House needs this seat. This seat is not a given right now. You got to go out and fight for it, which means we, the people, are going to make the determination. If his opponents raise $10 million from small contributions all over the country, and we've never even heard of this race before until I looked at it yesterday with my own two eyes, I said, what the hell's going on with this? And I looked, I said, holy crap, the Democrats may win this seat. I am alerting you now. I told you, I'm an activist. That's what I am. I'm mission-oriented. And not for the Republican Party, for the country. But he needs to win. And he needs some financial support. And he needs the votes. In that district, the 6th district of Florida, for crying out loud, takes 5 minutes. It's a special off-year election. You got to get it done. Don't let them pick us off this way. I mean, President Trump's out there every damn day, fighting like hell, day in and day out, day in and day out. The least you can do in this district and vote, and the least we can do, the rest of us in this country, is overwhelm the Democrats. Let us overwhelm them for once. Let us rise up, stand up, and say, you don't get to steal Mike Waltz's seat. Not going to happen. And this guy, Randy Fine, sounds pretty good to me, doesn't he, to you, Mr. Producer? He sounds pretty good to me. So patriots, Levinites, fellow constitutional conservatives, we want the Trump bills passed. We want the tax cut passed. We want the funding to secure the border passed. We want increased funding for the military passed. We want discretionary programs cut. We're not going to get it done if the Democrats send another leftist in a Republican seat to the House of Representatives. It's not going to happen. Now, I want you to think this through. If they win that Supreme Court seat in Wisconsin, you're going to lose 2 Republicans. If they take this seat in Florida, God forbid, there's no way they should, they're going to pick up a 3rd seat. They're going to have the majority. We can stop this. You and me. Forget about all the rest of them. They don't, other talk show. They don't know what the hell's going on. I'm talking to you. This is the biggest town hall meeting in America where we patriots come together every evening. I'm talking to you. Target this seat. Target this seat. Like everything's on the line. The House is too close. And if they win the House, they get those 2 seats out of Wisconsin, they get this seat out of Florida, God forbid, they will impeach Donald Trump. Look what they're doing on this ridiculous tech story. Hegseth needs to go, Gabbard needs to go, Waltz needs to go, sure, next Trump needs to go. The Democrat Party hates our country. They do. They want power. They're power hungry. They want a one-party country. They love what the courts are doing. They should. They organized it. So when there's things that we can actually do about this, when there's steps we can... I had a lady today. She was a kind of aggressive lady, the end of where I was eating lunch. You know, I love you, but you're a little loud. So I said, well, lower the volume then. Well, who says that? I said, oh, okay, I'll change for you. But anyway, Mark, what can we do? What can we do? How do we stop these rhinos? Can we primary them? I said, well, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Here's what we can do right now, all of us. Do not let the Democrats steal this race. It was under the radar. It's not under the radar anymore. Not once I've embraced it, I've targeted it, and I've encouraged all you Levinites, you patriots, you constitutional conservatives. We got to do something about this seat. Got to do something about the 6th congressional district in Florida. We got to win the seat. We got to back this guy, Randy Fine. VoteRandyFine.com. Hello, all together now.
VoteRandyFine.com. If you live in the district, vote. If you live in the district, donate. If you live in the United States of America, donate. We've got to hold this seat. I don't know what else to say. I don't know what else to say. We'll bring the gentleman back Monday and do what we can. We'll be right back.
Mark Levin.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
Why did I wait so long to see a retina specialist?
Retinal disease can steal your eyesight, but it doesn't have to. Patients who seek care from a retina specialist have the best chance of preventing vision loss due to age-related macular degeneration or diabetic retinopathy. AMD symptoms to look out for are distortion or warping of straight lines, as well as blurred or loss of central vision. Patients with diabetic retinopathy should seek treatment if they notice the appearance of spots or floaters or blurred and distorted vision. Visit seeforalifetime.org.
Bravo TV star Lala Kent holds nothing back on the Give Them Lala podcast.
It's very a lot. You want the headline. Here is my interview with Vicky Gunvalson. Who did the biggest number on you?
I'm not friends with Chandler anymore, which is fine.
Do you feel like you guys can repair? No. Stick to what you know.
Iconic.
Absolutely fantastic. It is like the Super Bowl every episode.
Give Them Lala.
Unhinged, but also amazing TV.
Get ready.
Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Making sense of your world.
This is no conspiracy theory. This is a fact. Here it is.
Mark Levin, weekdays 6 to 9 p.m.
Listen to this, would you?
News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news. Making sense of your morning.
Lots of coverage here on that developing story.
O'Connor and Company, weekday mornings from 5 to 9.
Larry O'Connor here getting you through your morning.
Making sense of Washington.
Asking some very specific questions, some legitimate questions.
Making sense of the double standard.
And here's the latest example.
Making sense of the headlines.
Let me break it down for you, because there's plenty to break down here.
O'Connor and Company with Larry O'Connor. Mornings from 5 to 9. News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news. Illuminating the issues.
There's a whole lot missing here in this story, isn't there?
Every day.
Why are we the only ones reporting this?
News Talk 105.9. Making sense of the news.
How's it going? I'm having a stroke. Are you going to shake my hand? I'm having a stroke. Wow, you're not even moving your arm. I'm having a stroke.
When someone is having a stroke, they may not be able to say it with words, but their body language will tell you loud and clear. Look for FAST. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911 immediately. Know the sudden signs. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
Folks, we're living in uncertain times. Market volatility, massive debt, and economic instability are still threats to your hard-earned savings. That's why Advantage Gold and I want you to join me on March 27th at 7 p.m. Eastern for the Gold and Silver Summit, an exclusive event where you'll learn how to build your own strategic wealth reserve with physical precious metals. If you've been thinking about getting help, protecting your assets, and securing your future, this is the event for you. That's March 27th at 7 p.m. Eastern for the Gold and Silver Summit. Learn how to build your own strategic wealth reserve with physical precious metals. Don't wait until it's too late. Text MAGA to 85545 right now. That's MAGA to 85545. Reserve your spot. That's MAGA to 85545. That's MAGA to 85545, and we'll see you there. Message and data rates apply. Performance may vary. You should always consult your financial and tax professional.
Making sense of your world.
I agree with everything you're saying.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
My heart just breaks for what's going on.
Making sense of the news. WMAL, making sense of the headlines, because common sense isn't so common. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
VoteRandyFine.com, folks. Let's do it tonight.
This election is on Tuesday. For God's sakes, there's no time left. VoteRandyFine.com. Only two things in life are certain: death and taxes. Well, now there's a third certainty. If you're with one of the big wireless providers, AT&T, Verizon, or T-Mobile, that would be the Three Stooges. In my opinion, you're being ripped off, and you're being ripped off badly. You could be saving a fortune every month by switching to our friends at Pure Talk. Pure Talk is is a veteran-started company. It's a patriotic company. It's an American company. That's right, Pure Talk, my sponsor, my cell phone company, is cutting the fat from the wireless industry. For just $25 a month, you can get unlimited talk, text, 5 gigs of data on America's most dependable 5G network. Now listen to this. And also listen to this. The average family of 4 saves over $1,000 a year when they switch to Pure Talk. That's real money back in your pocket. That's right. And with Pure Talk's U.S. customer service team, you can switch hassle-free in as little as 10 minutes. You know, millions of us have done this. Lots of you are on the sidelines. You're there, I'm okay. No, save some money. Go to a patriotic company. You can even keep your own phone and your phone number. So do this. Dial pound 250, say keyword Mark Levin, make the switch. I promise you're going to say, why didn't I do this before? You'll save an additional 50% off your first month. And you know what? You're going to be proud. You not only save you and your family money, you're going to say, not only that, the money I pay is for top service with a patriotic company founded by a veteran. Not like Verizon, T-Mobile, AT&T. All right, I'm filling and pay these guys. It goes into like a nothing. Again, dial pound 250. Say Mark Levin to start saving today. Dial pound 250. Say Mark Levin. Pure Talk, wireless by Americans for Americans. And don't forget, you can listen to this program anytime you wish. All 3 hours. Anytime you wish. All 3 hours. Go to marklevinshow.com. Click on Audio Rewind at the top and pick your favorite podcast platform. If you already have a favorite podcast platform, just search Mark Levin Show. Everything's absolutely free, of course. I'm not going to ever rip you off. It's you and me, baby. And we have our own YouTube channel. You can now find all my podcasts and interviews and specials on YouTube. Our podcast is the radio program. So we reach everywhere with this program. You go to youtube.com at Mark Levin Show, or just search Mark Levin Show on YouTube, and there will be. We have a very powerful hour 3. We have Scott Walker coming on, the former governor of Wisconsin. Again, we want to talk about that race and other things. And we have a friend of ours, don't we, Mr. Producer? Dr. Elaine Healy. Who is she? 5 years ago today, she called into this program about a memo that was put out by the governor's office of New York, directing nursing homes to take individuals who came out of hospitals with COVID. We know what happened from there. We'll be right back.
Making sense of your world.
I agree with you 100%.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
There's a lot of us out there
making sense of the news.
Bright Focus Foundation's Alzheimer's disease research program is paving the way for a cure. Learn about symptoms, diagnosis, and breakthrough research at brightfocus.org or call us at 1-855-345-6237 for free resources.
Hey, I'm Reba McIntyre. In life, you'll hear a lot of people tell you that you can do anything you want. I'm here to tell you that's true. Since I was a little girl, I dreamed of becoming a successful singer and entertainer. It took a lot of hard work, dedication, and perseverance to find my success, but it was worth it. I never gave up on my dreams. Remember, you can never have a dream come true until you've had a dream. This message is brought to you by the U.S. Air Force.
Vince Colonnese is redefining news talk with The Vince Show.
This is unheard of in media. Dan Bongino is becoming deputy director of the FBI. I'm taking over on the Dan Bongino Show, which will now be The Vince Show. Just an advanced preview. It's going to be exhilarating. It is a reflection of your response to this program that we get to take this thing to the next level. These gigantic shows right out the gate. This is going to be so much fun. It's unbelievable.
The Vince Show and Vince Podcast. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
Searching HVAC near here.
Right here, ma'am. How can we help?
Wow, nobody local? Huh.
Wait, what? We are an HVAC company literally in your neighborhood. Why is she not seeing us?
Just all the big chains. Well, it is what it is.
What in the... Can you not see us?
Nope, they can't see you because you're buried deep in the list of local HVAC providers. You are invisible online. Introducing Cumulus Boost. Get a boost, get found, get on the map. Learn more at cumulusboost.com.
For a local news source you can trust, visit WMAL.com.
Thank God for that.
Get the day's top stories. Stream your favorite WMAL shows. Access our podcast archives and more. WMAL.com. Making sense of your world online. WMAL-FM, Woodbridge, Washington, a Cumulus media station. Making sense of the news. News Talk 105.9. News now.
The app may be defective. I'm Lisa Lacera, Fox News. That's President Trump's reaction as the administration continues to face criticism over a group chat about military airstrikes.
President Trump says members of his administration may need to stop using the app Signal altogether after a journalist was inadvertently added to a group chat with top officials about airstrikes in Yemen.
It could be the signal's not very good. It's a company, and maybe it's not very good. I think we'd rather know about it now. There was no harm done because the attack was unbelievably successful that night.
Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth and other senior officials say no war planning or classified material was shared, though messages do include the timing and sequence of strikes. The National Security Advisor is investigating how the journalist was mistakenly added to the group chat.
Fox's Jared Halpern at the White House. Illinois Democratic Senator Tammy Duckworth, a combat veteran and member of the Senate Armed Services Committee, says Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth should resign. She tells Fox's Brett Baer.
So he texted was, the drones are going to hit, then the second sortie of F-18s will be on target. That tells the enemy exactly when the drones hit in that spot, 30 minutes later, the F-18s are going to be there. That is my concern. That's why I'm so upset as a former pilot.
And she says she worries about future missions and our allies might not share information with us if they think we don't know how to safeguard information. A judge has ordered to ban deportations of suspected Venezuelan gang members to El Salvador has been upheld by a federal appeals court as Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem travels to that country to a prison where the more than 200 Venezuelans are already sent out of the U.S. are being held.
Secretary Noem finished that tour of the terrorism confinement center known as CCOT, currently housing more than 260 illegal aliens deported under that 1798 law.
To Fox's Griff Jenkins, America's listening to Fox News.
Another lawsuit against the Trump administration. I'm Sharon Reardon from the Novak Motors News Desk. Good evening. Fired federal employees taking more legal action against the White House. The employees were terminated after President Trump's executive order eliminating all DEI programs within the federal government. Fired employees filed a complaint with the Merit System Protection Board alleging those terminations violated their First Amendment rights. It also alleges the administration wanted to punish employees for their political views because it fired people whose work no longer involved DEI-related activities. The employees are asking to be reinstated. The Maryland House approves a budget that closes the state's nearly $3 billion deficit.
House Minority Whip Jesse Pippy.
They passed the largest tax increase in Maryland history.
It includes tax hikes on recreational pot and gaming, a 3% tax on IT services, and 2 new tax brackets for people making more than $500,000. Democratic Delegate Ben Barnes acknowledges
there are other taxes that are not just millionaires.
But
and if you're going to have safe roads, bridges, and transit, you need the funds.
Delegate Mark Fisher says the budget sends a message to small and medium-sized business owners.
Get out of Maryland now.
The budget now moves to the Senate for consideration. Heather Curtis on WMAL and WMAL.com.
And on the one-year anniversary of the Key Bridge collapse, NTSB Chair Jennifer Homendy testified before a House subcommittee this coming days after she said the Maryland Transportation Authority ignored recommendations to calculate how vulnerable bridges are to collapse. The NTSB found the Key Bridge was almost 30 times above the acceptable risk threshold.
It's not a matter of if
It is a matter of when. Vessel collisions happen all the time with bridges, and we have to take proactive measures to ensure safety.
The NTSB is now telling the owners of nearly 70 bridges in 19 states to do the assessment. WMAL News Time is 8:04. I'm Sharon Reardon, and now here's your WMAL traffic and weather from the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
On the Beltway, Maryland side in Montgomery County, inner loop is slow from Rockville Pike to George Avenue. Silver Spring inner loop is stop and go from University Boulevard to the 95 interchange. In Prince George's County, the inner loop of the Beltway is stop and go from 210 to the Wilson Bridge. Into Virginia, inner loop in McLean is jammed up between Georgetown Pike and the Clara Barton Parkway. And the outer loop of the Beltway in Maryfield is slow from 66 to Little River Turnpike. And now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Storm Watch 7 forecast.
Tonight, mostly clear, a low around 34. Tomorrow, sunny, a high near 60.
Hey y'all, it's Caitlin and Kane Brown here with Wayfair. As a growing family, one of our favorite things is Game Night Wayfair Edition.
Let's do it. You got to name as many Wayfair furniture and decor categories as you can. Ready? Go.
Sofas, bar stools, beds, ottomans, outdoor seating, bookshelves, kitchen tables, garden sheds, mid-century modern lamps.
Time. Nice. You got 9 out of a lot. Not too bad. Keep practicing by visiting wayfair.com, where you can shop every style for every home.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Let's talk numbers. In-person therapy can cost anywhere from $100 to $250 per session, which adds up. But with BetterHelp Online Therapy, you can save on average up to 50% per session. Therapy should feel accessible, not like a luxury. With over 30,000 therapists, BetterHelp has served over 5 million people globally and helped you fit therapy into your busy life. Your well-being is worth it. Visit BetterHelp, HELP.com/seasons to get 10% off your first month.
Hey, if you have ugly yellow toe fungus, you got to hear about the secret 2-minute trick that I found for my husband. It works from both the inside and the outside. Thousands of people are using it to get rid of their toe fungus. You can check it out at crystalflush.com. Jake started off with a small spot on his big toe, and then it spread and got really bad. His toes were nasty. It was so embarrassing. He was afraid to take his socks off. He hid his yellow and crumbly toes from everyone. He tried everything to get rid of it. Nothing helped. And then we found crystalflush.com. It was the only thing that worked. In just a few weeks, his toes looked amazing. He's now walking around barefoot again. You guys need to try this. I'm telling you, this stuff is different. It's not sold in stores, but go check it out at crystalflush.com. They'll even let you try it risk-free, so you have nothing to lose. But whatever you do, don't let it get worse. You don't have to live with this anymore. Go check it out now. Just click over to crystalflush.com.
WMAL. The Den.
Welcome back, America. This is Hour 3, the Power Hour. We have our friend Elaine Healy with us. 5 years ago today, we got a call from Elaine Healy on then Governor Cuomo's directive to put COVID patients in nursing homes. Elaine Healy, I want to welcome you back. It's been a long time. I want you to walk down memory lane a little bit. Your memory will be better than mine. And what happened that day? The article appeared in the Journal. I mentioned it. Then what happened?
So good evening, Mark. So yes, to set the story, it was the early days of the pandemic. I was the medical director of a nursing home in New Rochelle, which was at the time the epicenter. And we were doing our level best to keep COVID patients out of nursing homes because we knew that the disease had struck in Washington State in a nursing facility, and there had been terrible mortality. And it was very grim and bleak back then. We didn't have PPE. This city was under quarantine by Cuomo at the time. And all of a sudden, across my email came this directive from the Department of Health, authored by Andrew Cuomo and his then Commissioner of Health, Dr. Howard Zucker, saying, in essence, that we must comply with the receipt of patients from hospitals into the nursing homes, and that we were prohibited from testing them for COVID or for requesting that they be tested for COVID. Now, at that time, the hospitals were overflowing, and the governor and the Department of Health knew exactly how many open beds there were in the facilities. And since we are under their jurisdiction, they survey us and license us. We had no choice. So I was absolutely flabbergasted, and I forwarded the directive to the National Organization of Nursing Home Medical Directors, and they convened an emergency meeting of the Physician Board of Directors that very day on the 25th, and issued a statement against this directive. And I want to point that out because you'll hear Andrew Cuomo say that all objections to this directive were politically motivated, but the first objection came from a physicians group. I had a brief interview with someone from the Wall Street Journal, and then the next day, Mark, 5 years ago today, almost to this hour, I called into your show, and thank God you took the call, and you ran with it for a while. I think you were stunned, as I was, and after that, it got kind of quiet because there wasn't, the media didn't pick up on it, but just for you, and this call to you, wasn't until 4 weeks later when the families organized and started to protest and the press started to question him, that then it rose up to media attention. But by then, thousands of people had been transferred into the nursing homes. So it was
stunning. I remember reading it, the memo.
Yes.
I go, what in the world? And it was a directive. It wasn't if and then, it was, and you will do this, like in two different places, if I remember correctly, in the memo. And I spoke to you. I said, "Are you kidding me?" He said, "No."
Yes.
I mean, this was a death warrant for a lot of the people who are already, they have mortality issues already, mobility issues, I should say. And it had a horrendous effect all throughout New York, all throughout these homes, didn't it?
Oh, it was, Mark, the other day I was attending a memorial service that these same families had in Brooklyn. And it brought it all back, how devastating it was, not only to the families, of course, the victims, but it made me realize how much it devastated the nursing homes and all of the staff that had to witness, this terrible tragedy that saw people, succumb at these terrible numbers, which is, it was just an awful time.
But he brought the pandemic into these nursing homes, where, as you well know, these people, they were the least able to fend it off. And I mean, here where I'm in Florida, the governor was quite wise. He knew immediately, you don't bring a pandemic into the homes of elderly and so forth, that's just asking for trouble. And I mean, he did everything like the complete opposite. Now the guy wants to be mayor.
You just hit on something that's so important, because in pandemic, you'll hear him say, I'm following guidelines. The pandemic guidelines that existed then, which of course actually nobody followed, but the truth is pandemic guidelines were such that infected, contagious patients were never supposed to go into nursing homes. Mm-hmm. Nursing homes were supposed to be clean zones to take in the overflow from the hospitals for people who had fractures or strokes or something like that. You never were supposed to send contagious people into nursing homes. So you're right. It was a complete opposite of what should have been done.
And to this day, he takes no responsibility. I believe a congressional committee issued a report condemning him, and now he wants to be mayor.
Oh, my God.
What do you think of that? And he's leading.
Oh, it's bizarre. I mean, people, well, you saw the way people were with him back then when he was doing those press conferences, and he was very popular at the time. But it would be a disaster. And Mark, this wasn't just a one-time event. It was part of a series of really errors and mistakes in judgment. And he's got a real serious, character flaw and personality flaw, and this tremendous ego. I mean, you'd think that he was writing a book and he was joking with his brother on CNN, and just what kind of person is like that? Judgment and integrity are completely lacking.
Mm-hmm. Well, now he thinks he should be married. I hope the people in New York are smart enough to put their end to that out of their own self-defense. I mean, when it really came to a health issue, a big issue, did exactly the wrong thing. And here's the thing, Elaine Healy. He knew it was the wrong thing. People were telling him. It's not like it was a secret. They said, what are you doing? You said it. I said it. Other people, what are you doing, Governor? And he did it anyway.
Oh, there's so many different ways that can be looked at. I've heard people say even that it was done on purpose, meaning, just, which I think is not the case, but I've heard people say that the hospitals were putting a lot of pressure on him, and I guess.
Well, something caused him to do it because it was ridiculous. It was crazy even then. Anybody with common sense, I'm not a doctor. I'm barely a patient. And I'm reading this thing and you're talking, I go, what? Even back then, we knew that the elderly were the most vulnerable. Even then.
Yes. So.
Well, Elaine, let me tell you.
How he's going to cover it up.
I don't either. Lest the media cover it up for him. Let me say, you're a hero. If it wasn't for you, it wouldn't have gotten national attention if you hadn't called into my program. But obviously, we're so upset. We obviously concealed who you were, where you worked, but it was absolutely heroic what you did, Elaine. And I want to thank you. We'll have you back more often, if that's all right, to see what's going on around here. You take care of yourself, okay?
Certainly, Mark, and you as well. And thank you.
And thank you, Elaine. What a fascinating and fantastic woman. No, Rich? Should I go now? Go. All right, let's do it. We love our folks at IFCJ, International Fellowship of Christians and Jews. After more than a year of war, terror, and pain, in the Holy Land, Israel, they need big things for their security. It's still going on. Essentials and support for first responders. Still crucial. Their economy is very, very bad right now. Even now, Israel must be prepared for the next attack. They're still fighting Hamas, the Houthis, as are we. Wherever it comes from, they have to be ready. They're surrounded by these enemies. The International Fellowship of Christians and Jews has supported and will continue to support the people of Israel with life-saving security essentials. Now, your tax-deductible gift today will help save lives by providing bomb shelters. Can you believe this? They need bomb shelters, armored security vehicles, ambulances, firefighting equipment, flak jackets, bulletproof vests for the people, and so much more. It's a sad truth. Israelis expect their lives to be interrupted by co-red sirens all the time. These are essential preparations needed. They need this. It can help their people survive and remain safe. Your generous tax-deductible donation goes to them immediately. They are so grateful. They are so grateful. These are essential preparations. You can help these people remain safe. So the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews, they work to ensure the people of Israel are safe and secure in the days to come. You can be a part of this. Please call 844-866-IFCJ. 844-866-IFCJ. Folks, it's a great blessing to them, and they know it, and we appreciate it here. That's 844-866-IFCJ. We'll be right back.
Mark Levin. News Talk 105.9 WMAL. making sense of the news.
Hey y'all, it's Caitlin and Kane Brown here with Wayfair. As a growing family, one of our favorite things is Game Night Wayfair Edition.
Let's do it. You got to name as many Wayfair furniture and decor categories as you can. Ready? Go.
Sofas, bar stools, beds, ottomans, outdoor seating.
What in the? Can you not see us?
Nope, they can't see you because you're buried deep in the list of local HVAC providers. You are invisible online. Introducing Cumulus Boost. Get a boost, get found, get on the map. Learn more at cumulusboost.com.
School absences are often due to the absence of necessary resources. But when Communities in Schools is present, students are connected to the support they need to show up ready to learn. Visit communitiesinschools.org. Being present matters.
Blowing out your birthday candle.
I was busy doing something else, didn't realize I had this muted.
You may find yourself short of breath.
I forgot to unmute it.
And treatment can add years to your life. If you have symptoms like wheezing or chronic cough, talk to your doctor and visit copdfoundation.org today.
What would you give for a child you loved? To make their wish come true? To help them fight a critical illness? Just imagine what you'd do. See, wishes are so powerful, and you can make them real. You can give a child back their childhood. You can change the way they feel. Every single one of us can make the stars align.
I'll open up my
hope and joy will shine.
panel.
Wishes need stars like you. Visit Make-A-Wish at wish.org.
Around the clock updates and uncommon understanding.
Listen to this, because this stuff is going on behind the scenes and you don't know about it.
News Talk 105.9. Making sense of the news.
You're the stronger than you look type. I've had type 1 diabetes since I was 2. The braver than you think type.
I have to take insulin shots every single day.
The type that will stop at nothing.
No more blood sugar tests.
Absolutely nothing. No more complications. Until type 1 becomes type none.
Support JDRF's life-changing research, and one day you'll need to type none. Join us now at jdrf.org.
I was choosing alcohol over my family. That's when I made the call. Now I'm finding better ways to cope.
Mental health care works when you make the call.
I cloned Angie, went into Vegas, first post, bang, she was there. Sitting up on JC's panel.
If it's happened to you or someone you love, the American Cancer Society can help at every step of the journey. Visit cancer.org today.
Sitting on a panel, using that right there. Shut the fuck up. No, Angie, you shut the fuck up. How about you, JC? How about you shut the fuck up, JC? What do you think you run the fucking YouTube airwaves out here? Look at the fucking trouble they're having over there. Yeah, look at that fucking bitch up there. You shut the fuck up, bitch. You black fucking nigger. Hey, how you like that? Report me now. Huh? Colin C out here is calling me a racist. He goes up and he calls them other guys spicks. Come on, JC. Bring your fucking fat ass up here. Look at this fucking thing. Right? You shut the fuck up. There's a couple other people I'm fucking finding out who you are too. Must be nuts. You're one of them. I should show that right now, you stupid fuck.
At 7 p.m. Eastern for the Gold and Silver Summit.
Black Swan, all you fuckers that block me and fucking run your suck fuck. Shut your fucking mouth, Angie. You shut your fucking mouth. You fucking crybaby. Press 1 in my chat if you think Angie's a fucking racist. I know she's a race baiter. That's a racist piece of shit right there, Angie. You are.
Making sense of your world. I can't believe this. News Talk 105.9 WMAL. Making sense of the news.
There's really, I'm a lot older than you are, Alvaro. I know people better than you do. So, you've been over there sucking JC's ass every day, all the fucking time. Alvaro, you and Firefighter sits up there and talks about eating her pussy. He wants to, she's my age. JC's my age. And I'm 63. She doesn't even have a uterus anymore. She admitted she had a hysterectomy.
Very radical. So 1/3 of the judges of the federal district judges are foreign born. What are you trying to say? What I'm trying to say, it's very radical.
President Trump signed a historic Election Integrity Act today. I believe it's cut 11. I want you to hear this, folks. Go.
Lastly, sir, we have an executive order for your attention on the very important subject of election integrity.
Shut the fuck up, Angie.
This executive order is the farthest reaching executive action taken in the history of the Republic to secure our elections among numerous other aspects of this.
This fucking bitch telling people to shut the fuck up.
Cut down on
The hell you got a panel for?
Ensure that the Department of Homeland Security and the data that they have available is being
Fucking
fully
bitch.
weaponized to ensure that illegal immigrants aren't voting. This will include a citizenship question on the federal voting form for the first time.
Amen.
This executive order instructs the EAC to cut federal funding to states that don't take reasonable steps to secure their election. This calls on the Department of Justice to vigorously prosecute election crimes, particularly in states that we don't believe are in compliance.
Federal
with
judge is going to
law.
step in here and try and kill it. You watch. Go ahead.
Election integrity. I could go on and on for a while, sir, but the compliance with national election day rules, cracking down and investigating and prosecuting foreign interference in our elections, revoking President Biden's Executive Order 14019, which essentially weaponized government to corrupt and pollute our election process. There's a lot in here, but we believe that these are very important steps that we need to be taking as an administration at your direction to ensure that our elections are as secure as they possibly can be.
Okay, you all understand that? Yes. Election fraud. You've heard the term. We'll end it, hopefully. At least this will go a long way toward ending it. There are other steps that we will be taking in the coming weeks, and we think we'll be able to end up getting fair elections. Perhaps some people think I shouldn't be complaining because we won in a landslide.
No, but you know, you have integrity, you're principled, you're consistent. And anybody who's skeptical about that last election, folks, now, all of a sudden he wins this massive election, 10 million people didn't show up for the Democrats. It's how is that even possible?
Yeah, she called you a spick. Or he did.
Pledge allegiance.
Colin C. Come on up, you stupid Englishman.
That was made here in America by the good folks.
We'll talk about you here in a minute.
When you look at a flag and you pledge allegiance to it, you assume it's made in America, right? Well, most aren't. So that's the first thought that crosses my mind when I see that beautiful hand-sewn American flag flying from my outside of my house at the front door. There's no better way to show love of country, love of our troops, love of freedom than flying your American flag. Truly American flag. Don't get a cheap, flimsy one that was made overseas, in some cases by our enemies. An allegiance flag tells a story. It was handcrafted in Charleston, South Carolina, baby. All the components from the flagpole to the spinners to the mounts were sourced right here in the United States of America. Like the allegiance flag.
Oh, Angie, thank you for being my friend.
Men and women who make this country work. That's right. I encourage you to visit Show Allegiance.
Alvaro,
that's right.
Be my friend.
ShowAllegiance.com. Experience the difference of a real American flag made by Americans, made in America. Then use promo code Levin and you'll get free shipping. How about that? That's ShowAllegiance.com, free shipping. Free shipping, that's a big deal. When you see they send you the whole pole, all the hardware, the flag, free shipping, you save a lot of money. So go to ShowAllegiance.com, ShowAllegiance.com. Be sure to enter promo code Levin, Levin. Let me do that without choking.
Show and tell.
At
Just a
checkout.
game you play
ShowAllegiance.com.
when you want to say,
Levin.
I love you.
American flags made in America.
Show and tell. Just a game you play.
Showing Mr. Bruce. Let's see. What do we have? Help me, help me. Oh, there it is. Man, that's weird. Let's go to Brent. Madison, Wisconsin, XM Satellite. Brent, go right ahead, please.
Thanks. I'm calling about the Supreme Court race here in Wisconsin. I'm an attorney here in Wisconsin and have had cases before Judge Crawford. One thing I wanted to highlight was she has violated some local rules during her term as a judge, which the case ended up settling for different reasons, but that is concerning alone. I also was at a meet and greet with Judge Crawford, and I would like to just highlight for Republicans in Wisconsin that a lot of slip and fall lawyers,
they're afraid of me, Alvaro,
are supporting Judge Crawford, but she made it abundantly
just
clear
a
that her
bald-headed fucking old man
to remove seats in Congress if she is elected. So
You know what, my friend, Mr. Attorney, fellow attorney, she's not qualified to sit on a bench if she's making comments like that. I mean, you can talk generally about that sort of thing, but when she's talking about removing 2 members of Congress and that sort of thing, she doesn't even have judicial temperament, does she?
Not at all. And
we're going to talk here in a minute.
Violations of
I got a lot to say.
Rules for her court alone, she's not qualified.
It's going to be said.
And I really need Republicans
because I'm fucking.
All right, everybody.
I'm hot for you,
Thank
JC.
you, my friend. I really appreciate Brent's call. You heard what he said. She's a disaster. You better go out and vote against her. You're gonna be the one suffering the consequences. We salute our.
What was I thinking? I mean, maybe I should have wrote it down. It's about JC. Alvaro, you notice how quick they let me post a couple times with it, right? In JC's chat, and they got rid of my Angie clone. She don't like to be cloned. But JC will sit there and Angie will sit there and laugh at all the ones that clone me, you know, right? The evil McDonald, all that fuck, you know, they just bunch of suck fucks. And they're afraid to come up here. They keep making comments on my streams. And all that does is allow me to find out who they are. I got another one. What's going on, Alvaro, is I don't communicate with anybody behind the scenes here. No phone calls, no text messages, no emails. They're doing that. They've been doing that since I've known them. And they have gang mentality. JC doesn't have the nerve, and she's not mature enough to come up here and talk to me one-on-one. She doesn't have the nerve. She wants $1,000 to play the audio from when she called the cops on me. How about it, JC? Yeah, you got Angie sits up there day after day with that, shut the fuck up, giving everybody the fucking middle finger. That's race baiting. So fuck you, Angie. I'm at the end of the line with you, too. I tried to be a friend to you. I'd be the best man for you out here, Angie. You gave up your child. Why'd you do that? Why did you fucking, that speaks volumes for you, Angie. That's why I've been doing it, and other people pick up on it. You're all about your fucking black culture, the hip hop and the N-word and all that. And then you get mad when I call you niggalicious. That's a fucking term of endearment. Then you got Wiggin. 1 minute he's trusting fucking Lady Vanna. He's apologizing to her again. What a dumb fucker you are, Wiggin. Chicken shit motherfucker. Yeah, you skirt. You're all fucking gloating and now. Oh, Billy got a strike. Oh, good. Oh, Billy got you and Rusty. The fuck's the matter with you? There, Yee. Fucking click on my link. Come on up. Let's see who you really are. Huh? You want to run your fucking mouth in the side chat. You ever hear Rusty? Oh, you just a side chatter. Streamers are royalty. You're not treating me like royalty, Rusty. You're another one. You fucking owe me 20 minutes, Rusty. You and I, one-on-one. You don't fucking dare. You don't. You don't fucking dare. Best you could do is find a picture of my mother and use it against me. That's all you have. Wasn't for men like me, you wouldn't have the freedom you have. You're losing them. And you live in Washington State. They're pretty fucking liberal out there. I don't know what the fuck. There's the link if you fucking think you dare. Oh, she definitely listened. JC, they can't not listen. They have no choice. Because otherwise they wouldn't have any content. JC doesn't know what to do because I haven't been in her chat till just now with the Angie clone. Of course, they timed it out or whatever they did. I see it disappear and I didn't bother posting again. They all think they're smart. How about you, DA? Now you got me blocked now, DA, and you're running your fucking mouth. Come on up here, DA. One-on-one. Destruction of Hayden. You're always fucking bragging about shit. Well, I hope for your sake, you really feel like that. Because that's what I see. Because Rusty did it before, trying to get me a strike and all that shit. Yeah. I don't like Tiffany. I do not like Tiffany. I don't find her interesting. She's fucking immature. Rusty's a different story. Sorry, Tiffany, I've learned way more from Rusty than I have from you. I've even learned more from Wiggin. You're an idiot. Are you going to teach me a lesson? Billy's got to know the rules. Billy's got to know the rules. I'm Tiffany wears t-shirts. And I lied to God about loving this guy. I don't forsake other people. I love them. I need men in my life to tell me I'm pretty. You fucking cottage cheese ass motherfucking bitch. Can't stand you, Tiffany, and I can't stand you either, JC. You're a big fat fucking slob. You ain't no better than Rusty. Rusty's an American. You're an idiot, JC. God, he has the balls to come up here. I could shoot him out and fucking everything. Called my mother fucking Orville Redenbacher. If he did that to my face, I'd kiss him. Shallow motherfuckers. I haven't been doing it much lately, but I'm starting to search again. It used to be I would go to certain people's channels and they'd have all their subscriptions public. So you could go and find out who the hell is who. I haven't doxed anybody. Rusty did a pretty good job getting JC to say that I doxed her daughter. I don't know if Rusty did that. I think JC just did that on her own. You never know with her. She's not very fucking smart. You know how many times I fooled you in your chat, JC? I haven't even been trying lately. What's the sense?
Good evening.
The fucking Christ.
Good evening to all.
This is Must Be Nuts. This is you, Must Be Nuts. Right there. This is Must Be Nuts.
It is now a good time to sit back and rock and roll. Mr. Jimbo, would you please kick off the rock and roll? Please, sir.
This fucker ain't got no teeth. He's got an oxygen thing stuck up his nose. Is he fucking terminal or what? This fucker's on oxygen. Must Be Nuts is on oxygen. Hope you're doing okay. Holy fuck.
I guess I cannot end at this broadcast at this time, please. Forgive me. I'm waiting on some people that will help me on this, my journey first on the internet. Yeah, we are so good. We are so humble. We are so blessed. Thank you, my friends. Ooh, I got all kinds of things here to play with. Banners. Oh, banners. Banners. Just about. I got a long beard just because I got a long beard. I got long hair just because I got long hair. I got 2 eyes.
Kind of sounds like how Mike Harrison talks. You ever hear that fucker talk?
Friday, September the 7th. Second. Ooh, my God, the second. Oh, my goodness. Okay. I'm going to end this one because it is my first one, and I must learn, and learn I must.
Must Be Nuts. Pump it till it squirts. So he has like 3 things up there. The one I just played after midnight, he streamed 2 years ago, 138 views. Patrick Roll went right back to Vegas, chat. Fucking just, I'm in his head. Fucking Justine. Ah. Did you get a good look at that? Yee. Must be nuts. Does anybody know what he looks like? And he doesn't really have a lot on his channel. He's in the chat all the time. That fucker's on oxygen. That was 2 years ago. That fucker ain't got no teeth. Another one. Another toothless fuck. All the JC's people. Does anybody want to come off? Does anybody want to come up? How about you, Spanky? You want to come up, Spanky? All these fuckers that block me and talk about me, it's hilarious. Yeah, last call for panel time. Because as soon as I shut down, the whole fucking YouTube chat will light up. Wigan will go live. JC's already live. Well, if there's a drive-by, there's a drive-by. There you go. You wouldn't get very far. You might shoot me in the head, but you ain't gonna get out of St. Lawrence County alive. I'll guarantee you that. They'll fucking chase you down. The fucking cop shop's right there. You won't get away. I'd be dead, but you won't get away. So you go right ahead. Been sitting by this window now since 2019. Only one's been here is Doug. He might come up and visit again. I don't know. We'll see. He's welcome to if he wants to. I mean, we live in the same state. A different time. Things are different. Back when I was working, I might have driven to New York City. Bottom line, JC's afraid to come up here to talk to me one-on-one. She's afraid. Wiggins afraid. The 2 or 3 times Wiggin did it, he just wanted to fucking yell at me and tell me how stupid I am. Now, I'm not the one spending $10,000 and somebody's been passed around fucking 18 times. Probably more. We know she's been passed around at least a little bit. Jeffy could have had her if he had any money. I sold some CDs today. I made $35. I make $35 in, I'll say, 2 hours. They don't dare come up here. Gotti's the only one that has any spine, even though he's not a streamer. He doesn't stream, but he's fucking locked in there. Friends with Wolfie, friends with Zenny, Used to have a wrench, and when the first year JC was live, he's the fucking first one had a wrench. He's one of the first ones, that's for sure. All comes back to Rocky Goldman, by the way, just so you know. He's probably been doing lives, doing this. He's been doing it since before JC started, I think. Him and Logical and Ginger and, the technical crew. All those people had wrenches in Juju Bot, Gramps, and the CNN chat. I never issued a wrench. I wasn't part of that crowd. They weren't going to allow. But, I made a mark in those chats. Henry Silverman. Where the fuck are you, Jabba the Hutt, fool? JC, where's your boy Jabba at? That fucking Jab boy. Where the fuck is he? Hides out in that White House chat. I don't go there. Too many fucking commercials. They're just there to make money. I'm not in this for the money. Not from day one. Where's that person who got mad when I said this is submarine technology? Why do you think we have satellites up in the sky? Or out in space, outside of the atmosphere of the Earth? And you got logic. Oh, yeah, you fucker, your mother's dead and you can't address anything I say. Oh, the Earth is flat. There's no such thing as horizon. You're a dumb fucker, Billy. Patrick Francis Callahan. I still have your number and your mother's address. That's your mother's number. When you fucking called here, it showed up Margaret Callahan. What a dumb fuck you are. No, you don't want to click on my link? You don't want to come up on my panel? Because I'm about ready to end this. I am getting tired. I'm going to bed. I got things to do in the morning. Once I go off tonight, you won't see me until maybe early afternoon tomorrow. I won't be live in the morning. I mean, it's not like I have a lot of people blocked or banned. I think I emptied the list, including you, Charlie. Like, Charlie, you just do good just to leave me the fuck alone. Okay, nobody there. I'll go to my studio, go into my YouTube. And if you're on my ban list, Charlie, it says add hidden user. So there's nobody banned. And if I timed you out, well, use another account. That's all there is to it. Everybody else does. Shit, I mastered it. I did what everybody else was doing. And then some. Yeah, jelly bellies. If you like jelly beans, those are the best. Some company in California make them. You can get them here. They sell them here. You can get them in the stores here. Kinney Drug Store sells them. Is he live? Wiggin doing a live stream, is he? I used to restream him. I don't even do that now. I'm not it doesn't interest me now. He's an idiot. He stabbed me in the back. He's the backstabber. And his fucking stupid friends. Right? Insult and innuendo is not comedy. That's all there is to it. And all Dwayne's about insulting. Then fucker, he's blocking me. I don't really care what Wiggins doing. Unless he comes up on my panel. It's not that I want to talk to him. He's just these chicken shit come up here. Him and JC. I think both him and JC should come up here. Take me on. That's what I think. That's what I know. And they're not going to do it. JC wants to say she's a strong woman. No, you're not. If you're a strong woman, JC, you'd come up here and confront me here. Because I'll let you. You know I'll let you. I want to talk to you about when you call the cops. See, that's why you won't come up here. Because I hold the moral high ground. Not mad. Randy thought he's going to make me mad and go crazy. You know, he's got my mother. It's the only weapon I have, JC. I remember JC that first year. You fucking, Randy's 7 feet tall and this and that. And he can chop a mountain down with the edge of his hand. He's so fucking tough. Yeah, he does that. At least I got my side chat going. I should just leave this fucker up. I was going to make a new account today, but I didn't put any time on my cell phone. I can't get the code. They won't let me fucking send it to my home line. They did one account. They did that with my home line. I used because, it says this number had been used too many times. Like, what the fuck are you guys doing? Not like they don't know who I am when I do shit. You can't hide your digital footprint out here. You can't. No way. You fucking once you post something, once you do something, you know, you search and all that, they see it. So I don't have any time on my phone, and I can't get verification code to send back to them. So I'm gonna have to go put time on my cell phone if I want to make a new account. I operate on a very low budget. I almost took this plastic off today, even though it's snowing and sleeting. The ground is white right now, but there's not much. It's just cold. So you telling me Wiggins live? Because I unsubscribed to him. I don't get no more notifications. I don't subscribe to JC either. But you got me to look, so I'll look. Yeah, he's live. 5 watching. Last transmission from Earth. I'm blasting off. I don't even want to give him a view, but he's live. Definitely live. Yeah. Beam me up, Scotty. Side chat turned off. Everybody's in Vegas chat. Yes, I'm keeping all drinks away from my new laptop. I drink a lot of water. So nobody wants to come up. It's prime time right now, 9:31. All right. Well, I'm going to bed, everybody. I'll see you this time tomorrow, 12 hours later. Good night.